We want to thank Brendo, we want to thank Ramin, we want to thank Fabian, we want to thank Andre, we want to thank our whole Trader TV Live family, and that includes you guys. So thank you to everybody out there for watching. It's about to get a lot better in here because you're going to go to Sharif and Joe. Decent show, Neil. Hopefully we can do a better one on the afternoon.
I want to remind everyone quickly, just because I forgot to say this. FIGR is, it's $36 and a small sell imbalance. It has been a sell imbalance the whole morning, everybody.
Okay.
That is abnormal relative to some of the IPOs. They've all been buys, except for this one. Now let's go to the midday.
Boom! Greetings and salutations.
Why is it so bright in here?
Welcome to the Midday Show. That's your boy Joey Options, and I'm Sharif. Where are all the people at, baby? Let's maximize. All class Adam DeLuce and the real OG Darwin. Shout out to everybody joining us today. A proper dang paradox. Donkey Trader, Picky Eater. Shout out to Wasim, Evan, Chase the Picks, and Juan Padilla, KC. 526. We got the OG Bovin, Benjamin Samuel, and Bot Rick. Shout out to Billy Madison and Eric Cooper. Who else we got, man? We got Johnny Fishbone, Esvin Riviera, R6D. We got Danny Koo. And we got Ben. Who else, man? Market Sniper, Mr. Profit, Sadiq Satar, Daniel R, Tisha Perkins. Get it, Tisha. Ken Putman, Grey Worm, Yannick. We got Parath, Gandhi. Who else? Ismar, Doy, Koha. Probably butchered that. I apologize, Christian Hanley. Sadiq, again, Clubby. My bad, I almost called you Chubby there. I meant Clubby. 70 Mustang. We got Ryan the Entrepreneur, William Randolph, Skyline. Shout out to Chuck of all trades, and Trejo. Welcome everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. Joseph Options, these small cap gappers, well, they be doing their thing 25, and we're going to be keeping an eye on them. We're involved in one right now. Joey, if I can just take an opportunity here to let everybody know, I'm long PROK. This is up 36%. It's not a parabolic mover in the way that we've been seeing some of these other parabolic movers lately. Wet the beak all the way up into 97s. Looking for the continuation through 3. I've got my outs here on prior bar low. It's been holding prior bar low. If that trend ends, then so does my trade. It's as simple as that. PROK has been putting in those higher highs and higher lows. I'm looking to ride trend. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on right now. We're going to check in with Joey, and then we're going to come back, look at the rest of the small cap gappers I've got on the side.
Perfect. Love to hear it. All right. Yeah, let's pull up the old screen ski and see what we got going on. Ethereum, a little bit of a choppy session throughout the day, but I mean, we try to grab the bottom end of the range. Boom, we hop in there, pop, 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 and then we take a little bit off. We reload. Really bad reload at the end of the day. It should have been within this zone, but that's okay. I was waiting for something. So we don't get the best fill on that one. So there's ETHA. Let's go crypto space. Let's get this party started and rolling as we lead into this big FOMC meeting. I think this could add a little bit of a fuel to the crypto fire. I could be totally wrong, but I like our chances on that one. Thinking about going the contract route as well too on some Bitcoin, because that thing can really, really get going. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a hybrid. We'll go some Ether contracts, some Bitcoin contracts. I don't know. Who knows? We'll wait until tomorrow, and then come Monday we'll look to execute. What else did we trade on the session? That was NVDL. This one was really, really bad for me throughout the day. So I took a big time loss right here, and then I'm like, all right, patience, 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 get involved once again, boom, boom. And then I just essentially went scalp mode here on this. Nothing substantial on this name, but glad to just kind of get out of that and not really hyper-focused there. Okay. Dancing.
I guess we're done early today.
Yeah, we're done. It's over now, and we're back. But yeah, that's it with NVDA. The market was trading higher, and this wasn't participating, and I'm like, all right, that's unusual. So that was no fun throughout here, but that's okay. We're not going to complain about that. Let's focus on the trades that are working for us, guys, and that's going to be the crypto space. Let's go with Ethereum. Let's see if we can punch through this high of the day. We might double top. There is some key resistance zones, but we are on the backside of a trend as well too, which I really like. So that's just giving me a little more conviction within the setup. Just doing basic stuff, right? We don't make things overly complicated over here. It's KISS. That's what we live by. So
Crazy.
Yeah. I know you like to keep it that way as well too, my friend. You don't want to. Again, I've mentioned this before. You can make trading as complicated as you like, or you can make it as difficult, right? So you can get into all of these things, or you can make it more simplistic. I'm more in the latter half. I like to keep things simple. So now that we're through some of these zones, let's see if we can knock on the door of this resistance at 33.66. But with that being said, let's take a look at our O's chain and see what we got going on from an open interest standpoint. I was looking at it earlier. My good friend Dell has just been absolutely monstrous. So I'm really happy that that thesis worked out. But again, we didn't take advantage of it as much as we like. But again, got to be thankful, and be thankful. So at 34.50, we do have some open interest, guys. That is going to be the largest amount on the call side for this week's expiration cycle. At 34.50, we have 23,900 contracts. Whoa. And you can see how substantially larger that is than the rest of its peers and throughout the rest of these strikes. And if you go down onto the put side, nothing crazy. Your put wall is most likely going to be at 33 right there. And then as you go lower in increments, nothing. So this is what we're going to focus on is 23.90. And then let's also see what IBIT is up to. So we can maybe grab some calls at the money IV, obviously important. It's looking like we're rejecting that resistance zone there, Sharif. But these are all underwater if you're short those contracts, not good. But up there, 67 may be in the works by the end of the week. Who knows? Anything can happen. I like that as a magnet.
All right, guys. A couple of things to update you on. PROK, we're trying to take this through 3. If it hits 82, we're out. Simple as that. It's got to hold prior bar low. If it doesn't, the trend is over for me. But I've worked into a new stock, AIRE. I'll get to the ones I have on the side chart in a second. I'm punching in at highs, but this one's had that magnetic effect, I feel, to the 10 EMA on the 5. So I'm sitting here for a dip trade at 12. Now, the 10 EMA is at 11s, but it likely will move up. So what I want to do is I want to cancel this order and move it up just a skosh. So I'm waiting at 12s, right? I'm going to move it up a little bit. I don't want to put it at 13s, Joey, because I'm very superstitious like that, but I'm gonna, okay? And that's just the way it is. Looks like we're about to get stopped out now of PROK. If it hits 82, we'll keep an eye out on that one. I don't have plans to add into the 10 EMA on PROK, but if it holds up here, we got stopped out, we'll get right back in. But I'm trying to focus on AIRE. It's up 71%. I feel it's cleared the dollar by a substantial amount, 24 pennies, so a 24% move above that dollar area. So possibly we can start using that as support. Tisha, I see you talking about open. I've already traded open. Where is my open trade at? Here it is. We actually did okay on it, Tisha. Not the biggest mover. We took that 907. We scalped up into the $0.25, but it did come down and lose the 10 EMA on the 5, Tisha. So that had me thinking, maybe this is not ready to take out that 943 high a day. It's above the 10 EMA now. If it starts putting in higher highs and higher lows, I'm going to get in for that 43 break. Good point, keeping my eye on open. But I'm really trying to focus, on AIRE, either, to get more at 13s or to continue on our way with the higher highs and higher lows and take out 24. I want to go back to PROK, though, because we did get stopped out. But as I'm observing this, it's still holding the 10 EMA on the 5. So my analysis on this one was it was putting in higher highs and higher lows. That's no longer the case. It seems to be at least pulling into the 10 EMA. So are we going to hold up here? We'll have to wait and see. Let's watch for a little bit more here. I'm just going to continue to watch for a second, see if the buyers do step in at this level. I'm interested in adding at the 10 EMA. So, yeah, we're going to get in. We're going to give this one the old college try. If it loses 77s, that's the end of the trade. Simple as that. So we're going to layer some orders to the high side. We got in there, so we'll set some.
When we give something a good old Ivy League try?
And that's a great. Well, that's really way beyond my capacity there, brother. I am not Ivy League status. No. Oh, wow.
Fabian, wow.
Come on, bro.
Oh, wow.
Jeez, Fabian. I love him. He's like, okay, well, Fabian said, wasn't that just nepotism? I mean, there's got to be someone along the lines who got into the Ivy League schools who didn't have a mom or a dad that graduated from there. But, I don't know. I'm not in the Ivy League game here, Joey Options. So those are the two trades I've got on. Let's look a little bit more at some of the other ones I've got on the side over here. Allow me a minute. Oh, excuse me. So there we go. So WLDS, top left of your screen. I'm obviously keeping an eye on that. This was a monster yesterday, and it's decent again today. I mean, it started running 9 a.m., dropped all the way back down to the close yesterday at 520. Today it's got a high at 10, but it's that same level we're talking about yesterday. $10 was the level, despite the wicks going into the high 10s, but it was $10. That we talked about that a whole bunch. It's still being $10. Now, the deal is we've got higher lows. We've got higher lows today. So you can look at this chart, you know, on a multiple day basis. So I feel like that $10 on WLDS is just a matter of time until it decisively closes. And you're still getting no $10 hold, Assassino.
Ooh.
Joseph options. Who's that? Oh, it's Fabian. There we go, Fabian. I love it. Hey, front double bicep there. There, my guy.
Yeah.
So I feel it's a matter of time until we get that $10 break and take on your friend there, WLDS. I've got EDHL on. This one's losing the volume weighted average price. It had a fantastic morning yesterday, very volatile, popped up again today, trying to break through that dollar. It's not. CRCG is not a small cap gapper. It is a Circle leveraged ETF. I just put it up there for, just to keep an eye on Circle. I'm unlikely to trade it whatsoever. Open, I'm absolutely interested in trading. I've been already trading it. If this one starts putting in higher highs and higher lows and shows me its, intention to take out the high at 943, I'm game, baby. BSGM, also keeping an eye on this one. This one's volume profile, though, is not that good. It does have a good-looking chart pattern, Joey Options, with a bit of a compression. Bull flag looking to take out that 5 1/3. It seems like the real level, though, is 5 1/4. Last but not least, AIRE. I already spoke to you guys about this. I'm looking for a dip trade into about 13s. Let's see if I get it. And then last but not least, RCAT. Adira put this one on the watch list in the morning. It's not exactly a small cap gapper, but does trade like one. And I like that it's holding the pre-market high. Look at that pre-market high to 10 1/4, generally holding that area. So if RCAT comes in and sets up maybe at VWAP or however else, I like this trade. We're going to get involved with RCAT here, Joey. So those are the 8 that I'm keeping my eye on at the moment.
All right, cool, good stuff. Tesla's going insane. Shout out to Rook78 as well, too. APLD, man. We've been talking about this name, and we've been trading it a little bit here and there throughout the intraday. This was on my watch list. Look at this candle. You're down 20% off of this peak. Boom, even more, 25%. And then sure enough, you're about to go put in a new high there. So APLD going absolute beast mode. Let's go to, so we're not there quite yet. Still a ways to go, almost 50%. So yeah, there's that. But as for the individual who asked me, Joseph, why does open interest matter? Well, essentially it matters because it can show you where there's liquidity zones and supply zones, right? So if there's a mass amount of supply, but first and foremost, it's outstanding contracts that are remaining, right? So they're not closed. They're still very much alive. And what can happen when you're looking at the open interest on an options chain is that when you have high levels and you want to see something that's eye-popping and substantially larger than what you're seeing throughout the rest of the strikes, this can act either as an inverse magnet, so you get the repel effect, or a magnet as well, too. And then once you do get to those high levels of open interest, you want to see how the larger hedge funds and how the price reacts around that specific area. And why we look for call walls is because, hey, it's essentially a major resistance zone. It's a mass of supply. And what you need is demand in order to break through them in most cases. A positive catalyst and some high levels of demand. Enough of that. Look at Tesla go. Sorry, guys. We'll get back into that a little bit later. But Tesla's just going insane here throughout the day. And yesterday it put in a pretty good session as well, too. And just continuing the strength. And if we look at this name from a daily standpoint, are you starting to break out? This is a nice channel, consistent higher lows throughout this pattern here. Let's actually adjust this so we're on the right end. And then we also have this key resistance zone around 368. And I think it's going to only be a matter of time. If this trend stays intact, expect the ebbs and flows to continue, but then you want to see momentum and velocity punch through that resistance, and then that's when you're going to have the ability to take that next step higher. We're still quite a ways off of the all-time high. Let's get a percentage metric here, and let's get Ethereum rolling here as well, too, folks, because it's not doing too much right now. And I mean, if you look at its chart, it is relatively choppy. But yeah, 26% off of those previous all-time highs there in Tesla. So good intraday today's session. We like seeing this from this name because we know it can get that fire up under it and get that cult-like price action.
Fire, 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 fire. Sorry. It's burning up my soul.
Fire.
I don't know that song, do you?
No.
Yeah, it's okay. No worries.
Who sings it?
I didn't know Skateboard P, so.
Oh, yeah, you can't win them all, man.
Can't win them all, baby.
Can't win them all.
All right, guys, involved in a whole bunch of trades here. Let's see which ones end up holding up. PROK, okay, let's start with the one on the left. PROK is losing the 10 EMA. And if it loses the 10 EMA and it breaks 75, we're out. Simple as that. So PROK are out on this one is 77s. Show that wall mark. All right, we got stopped out of that one. I'm in BSGM looking for kind of a bull flag continuation. I have to be careful with this one because the liquidity is so-so on this one, okay? So the spread is already 5 pennies, 22 on the bid, 17 on the ask. So we're gonna be keeping a close eye on this one. I've tried to give it some room. BSGM is a taker. I've also got involved in AIRE, as I've mentioned. I got the dip trade. I had to chase this one, even though it did come in to 13s. It wasn't crossing, so I got printed at 14s. Looking for this one to hold the 10 EMA on the 5. And then I've also worked back into open, and we're taking beak wetters here on open. I'm seeing higher highs, higher lows. We're above the 10 EMA on the 5 on open door. I'm looking for continuation above the $0.25. I know that the high of the day is 43, but I've been really kind of observing how it's been trading in and around the $0.01 of a dollar to the $0.25 of a dollar. So I'd really like to get through this area and breathe a little bit easier. We've got higher lows, higher highs on some of these some of these latest candlesticks, but they're kind of anemic relative to what the strength of these candles, at least the green ones, looked like before. So I am a little concerned that, you know, maybe open door losing a little bit of steam here in front of that $0.50. Let's see if it can work right back up. So that's what I'm watching right now. We're in 3 trades at the moment. Let's see which ones end up running. If open door loses $9, that's the end of the trade. It has to hold up above 9. Likewise with AIRE, it has to hold up above that $1.10. Last but not least, this one, BSGM, has to hold up above 10 pennies, which I'm giving room to, by the way, because the 10 EMA is like 13, 513 or so. I'm also seeing RCAT starting to change its tune over here. Couple of green candles looking like it wants to make a higher low into that 10.5. Prior area low was 10.15, 10.17, something like that. Ooh. This dips down into this level, and now we're putting the first 5-minute candle to make a new high if it closes this way. Now it has been putting in a bit of a downtrend, so it feels like maybe we're breaking trend a little bit here on RCAT, and it's got a respectable move under its wing today, 25 1/3% in Greensville. Let's see if we can execute something of note here on RCAT. It's a bit more expensive, you know, not, you know, for most people, but for my frugal self who trades these $2, $3, $4, $5 names, RCAT being $10 name, a little bit more on the pricey side. Decent spread though, 1 penny here, 70 on the bid, 69 on the ask. So we should be able to manage risk a little bit here on RCAT. Joseph, options, what do you got?
Absolutely, yeah, good stuff there, guys. We added into some Ethereum. Let's see if this is going to be a good call because I don't love this volume, but you can see this massive bullish candle step in and the market taking an additional leg higher. There goes NVDA right to VWAP. Now we're on the backside of the trend in Ether, so that's something positive. We do have an absolute brick wall up here, so we want to keep an eye out on that just in case we do reject it one more time and bang, bang. There we go. Let's go. Let's see if we can cook, man. There goes the Qs. There goes Ethereum. Bitcoin putting in a new high of the day as well, too. So some good looks in the crypto space. But you can see, like, just throughout the price action, it's like, okay, you get these big moves up, and then it's immediately met with defense. We went through that yesterday as well, too. Is that as soon as you ran into a specific zone, boom, immediately defended. So someone pushing price back down. But there goes the overall market. I'm surprised by today's session, to be honest with you, with CPI coming in, and there it goes. You sell on the initial reaction, and it's off to the races through pre-market highs, establishing a new high of the day. And let's take a look at the daily. Is that the same here? We'll actually go to the Qs because it's slightly more accurate, and there it is. Nasdaq 100, the Qs, a new all-time high, just like that. Boom.
Just
good
like
stuff.
that.
Yeah, good stuff. We'll take that for sure. considering it is the month of September, and I mean, how mad could you get at the fact that you go from 558 all the way up to 585, and it's like, okay, well, this is typically a bearish month. Well, is it really? I mean, you got the Nasdaq putting in a new all-time high. What's the SPY up to? New all-time high. Who would have guessed it? So good stuff over there. But I mean, if you go and look at some names like Crowd getting a little bit of a bounce, I love it when they're participating. And then we can go to my boy's fave over here. That's going to be, ooh, okay, Pan, Dub, you're looking pretty good over there, heading towards some key resistance.
Joey.
I'm sorry, I take it back. We weren't talking about that. We'll go to another one. Zscaler taking a nice bounce off of that one, going for a nice rip throughout the day.
I was telling Adara today. It's
Yeah. So big shout out to both of them. And I'm gonna start piecing some out here on Ether, just because I'm not in love with it, and I don't know if we're gonna break and sustain this hold there, Sri.
Okay, guys. All right, we're involved here. Let's look at our trade on RCAT. Taking out some levels, but it's not really rocketing up, stair-stepping up. Let's see if it holds trend and continues to go. Open door. Oh, baby. Katina, man, you were... Oh, he's not here anymore. I thought he was still here. He was all over, I think, open door. Wasn't he, boys? Let me know in the chat. So here we go. We've got... What do we got on open door, Joey? Options. We got 15s. It's taking out 33s. Let's set up some at 35. How many shares do we have? We don't want to take out too much too quickly, baby. So we're going to set up there and see if open door wants to continue heading to the high side. We're waiting at 35. Show me 33. There's been a seller here at 33 for a hot minute. Let's see if we're able to take them out. Not yet. Not yet. Continuing to watch. Hidden seller. 34s it is. No continuation, though. Looks like it's stair-stepping up. A whole bunch of orders came in. Couldn't shake the selling coming in at that third of a dollar. So we'll let that one cook, and we'll see what we get, and we won't get upset. Shout out to AIRE. Looking to hold here at the 10 EMA, but I definitely need a new 5-minute candle to make a new high, baby. And there it is. All right, continue, AIRE. We need that 5-minute candle to continue, baby. What do we got on AIRE? We got 17s on. It's showing me 18s. That's not good enough. We're going to need more. Waiting at 20s for the first peak wetter here on AIRE. BSGM, this one's bull flagging. Again, I'm concerned about this one because the volume is a little sus. It's about 1 million, a little bit over 1 million shares, and the spread is just not my cup of tea. So I think if I get a price spike on this one and get a whole bunch of orders filled, I will be on the lucky end, because this is not my wheelhouse here. These lightly traded, often a bit spreadier, relatively speaking, for small cap gappers. So we will see if we can execute on that. So those are the 4 that I'm involved with right now, but I'm looking for RCAT to continue here, and it's currently, zigging and zagging a little bit. All right, back to open door. We get the print at 34, so it did clear that level. Looking for continuations into that 40 penny area. And here comes AIRE showing me 19s. Great 5-minute candle to make a new high. Shout out to the OG Bovin. Bovin pointing this one out to me, but I already had eyes on it, but I'm still going to shut him out. And he did send me another banger trade yesterday on my Graham account, which I will be sharing with you momentarily once things calm the hell down. Shout out to the OG Bovin. He's up bigly this week. I know that for a fact. Shout out to the man.
Yeah, good luck there, guys. All right, as soon as we crack through VWAP, then we'll get out of this. What is the level specifically? 3364, brick wall over there. So until we break through that, and that's the thing, when you're trading breakouts, you need that volume to step in. Otherwise, you got to just play the ranges. I'm not in at the best areas. You want to get in at the lower end, so you post up here. I'm middle of the range. Not good, especially if you don't get that continuation. So you can see that we had those nice, strong, bullish candles, but it's immediately met by some selling as well. So that's not, yes, right away at that point. So you got to get out, and I will at the break of the volume weighted average price on the next attempt. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll be surprised if buyers have the ability to push it back up here, and if they do, I would love to see that volume step in so you can punch through the wall and then continue. But there it is. The weakness is most definitely displayed. So ebbs and flows on Ethereum, not much going on there. I like what we got going on with Tesla, slightly extended as the market is choppy. So maybe we'll look for a move back to VWAP, but I'm only going to wait for A plus signals on that one. So it has to be 100% to look for that the reversion trade. But other than that, we don't want to give away too much of the profits from this Ethereum trade at the break of this trade.
All right, Open Door took out all the levels, Joey. So we're still holding a piece here. Open Door coming into that 943 high of day. It's at 39s now. It's been knocking on the door. Open up, man. Let's go, Open Door. I don't have any profit takers yet because I don't know where this one's going to go. I'm assuming, you know, if things really start getting going, we at least hit the $10 area, right? Like, I mean, this one seems like it's destined. Joseph Options, we are now at the high of the day on Open freaking Door. There's a seller at 43. Shout out to MCense. Great question by you, brother. He's like, look, when you say there's a seller at 43, a seller at 35, which was what I was saying before, what do you mean by that? Do you mean somebody like you guys who's offloading their positions? And my answer to him was simple. It's typically algorithmic programs that are doing the buying and selling, you know, based on somebody's strategy. They take their strategy, they think they have a winning strategy, and then they employ it into an algorithm. And then they, you know, it takes the emotions and the subjective decision making out of the equation. Now, you never really know who's on the other side, obviously, but I'm just going based upon volume, the majority of the volume. Joseph Options.
Wow.
949 high of day. We are talking about Open Door. Excuse me, 955 high of day here. Here we go on Open Door. It is taking out the levels. It's 63% in Greensville. Adara is going to let us know more about the CEO a little bit later on, this newer CEO. And that's why we're moving up, baby. Nothing really has changed with Open Door other than new management. It's not just a new CEO. They brought in somebody on the board as well. So there's going to be more information about that. Joseph, 956 now, high 57, 58. Let's go, Open freaking Door. I'm going to probably take it out at 2/3 to 375, assuming it makes its way up there. I'm just going to pack my patience, Joe. I only got one out left. Okay. Let's just see where this bad boy wants to go. Shout out to the OG Bovin. He's in at 209. From Open Door. Buffin's always got the most infuriating prices, like in a good way, and like in the sense that they're good prices. Watching AIRE Bovin here, I'm looking for this one to move into that $0.25, showing me 19s now. I'm looking for that 20 print, and then we're going to wet the beak at every 2 pennies here, assuming AIRE continues on its merry way. Joseph Options.
All right, guys. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, the Tesla trade. This is what we're experiencing. So if you're a volume price analysis trader, whatever you may be or classify yourself as, this is exactly what you want to see. These are such a rarity where you have such an isolated volume candle and then a beautiful printed hammer candle. And sure enough, it's off to the races. So you play the break. The issue is that wick is relatively large, right? So keep that in mind. But this is exactly what I would want to see on Tesla in order for me to take a short near these highs. So it would be on a lower time frame. You can see that we're on the 1 minute. So I'm looking for that bounce, or sorry, that rejection, that stopping volume in Tesla. All right, I'm out of this Ethereum garbage. Again, not necessarily doing what I wanted to, so that's unfortunate. So yeah, we're out of that. But man, oh man, that's a missed opportunity. I didn't see that. You can only have your eyes on so many things. But Ethereum looking like it wants to break down with the rest of the crypto space. And what I'm referring to is choppiness in here, Jag. It's just, look at this opening, right? So you open up here, close, gap up, back down, up, back down. I understand what you're saying. It's a nice steady stair step, but look at the depth of these pullbacks. You get that move, retraces about 40% of the move. You take the additional leg higher, back in, back in. That's not my style. I do not like that whatsoever. I want to see more cleaner prints, shallower pullbacks, and momentum. So that's what we got going on there. Tesla still doing good. Got to go to the lower time frames to see if we can find anything and look for a potential move back to VWAP considering the market sentiment. And that's the thing, right? It's going to be so hard. I have a feeling that this name is just going to continuously put in some new highs, liquidity grab, and then eventually it's going to take some time to curl over. But this is a nice signal. It's rejected that, so you might not get that selling. You can see if that closed as an inverted hammer, then I would like that for the reversion back towards the volume weighted average price, because this is the largest volume print of the session. But then it just says, yeah, nah, see you later. We're going to grab you. We're off to the races. New high of the day.
And a great segue, Joey.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic segue. another new high of the day. We're waiting at 69, Joseph Options, and now it's a 67 high a day, but we're dipping into 61. So maybe there are others there that like to take profits at 69, and that's when we're selling off into the level. Maybe it's like the whole dollar level where you should never really have your profit takers or your stops right there. Anyway, open door is squeezing at 64%. It's a 967 HOD. We're continuing to watch. I put my last beak wetter at 69. Let's see if it prints. If it prints, it does. It doesn't, it does. We'll come back down. We'll add more at 940. I think that's where I perceive the breakout level to be. Once, twice. OBE is the one thrice, then 4, and then on the 5th time, you end up taking it out. 65 now showing up on the bid, Joey. 67, the high of the day. So we're watching intently here to see if we can squeeze out some of these profit takers and or short sellers. 68. 68 now showing up. We're going to need a little bit more here, Mr. Open Door. We need that 69 print, and we need it to cross as well. So we'll continue to watch there. Taking out size at 68. 69 is now showing up, baby. Boom. All right, good trade. We're done our trade on this one. We'll look to get more in at 940 if it does come back down. Good luck right now for Open Door. Happy with this one. Looking to do a little bit better on some others. What are those others? RCAT. We just wet the beak again as this one continues to stair step up through 1088. Absolutely, Fabian. We just want to apologize, guys, if you guys are hearing some noise in the background. That is us right here. All right, that is Neil to your right, Joseph Options on my left, on your left. And what you can't see in the middle there is beside the yellow ladder in the middle of the shot, there is Mark, and he's drilling through a wall that we had made that was behind the big desk where Brendan and I and Adara sit. That's coming down now. So there's going to be some drilling noises and stuff like that. We do apologize, of course, but you guys know we were doing this renovations for you guys, man. We're growing. We're doing it big. Brendo's laughing. Why are you laughing, Brendo? All right. So we're continuing to watch that. And Joey, what do you got, man?
Yeah, same thing. All right, guys, we're looking for the breakdown here. We got involved on it. Half risk. So see if we get a breakdown, more or less of a scalp. If it comes back to the break even, then we'll just hop out, punch through some key support levels, and then just see if we can take advantage and head right back into this previous zone right here. Excuse me, continuous selling. So hopefully we don't get too aggressive of a pullback. That would be not ideal for this specific trade, considering I've already taken some out, and there it goes. Yeah, it's just a strong name, right? So I'm happy with this little scalp that we experienced. We'll get all out of it there. So nothing wrong with that. Going against, we're counter trending too, right? So you get that move, you get out of dodge, and then you look for something else. So bang, we'll lock that in there on TSLL and look for something else to potentially trade. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, Lewis, right? Like, I'm not in love with it, to be honest with you, considering the strength of the trade, but this is just such a scalp right there, right? Considering what it is, but we'll take it, right? A W is a W. And yeah, again, you got to just be super cautious. For me personally, I don't like, again, even though I'm doing it, you can see the market slowly start to come back in, but again, you want to wait for better signals. I was just playing the break of a support, so that's it. Boom, open. Yeah, what's open up to? I know Katina Man was trading this one relatively well. Sharif's been trading it, so I want to see what it's been. Yeah, oh my days, are you still in it?
We just went the beak at 69, man.
Let's go.
69,
yeah, this thing's looking really good.
Yeah.
So nice work on that. And same with APLD. Has it pulled back in? Yeah, starting to off the highs. But if you look at this name from the daily, bang, that's such a beauty print. So yeah, good stuff there. That's what we're consistently looking for. Happy with that. Now looking for that next trade. Are we going to potentially get a breakout? Is Google still grinding higher? I think that's an all-dayer, to be honest with you. Gorev, yeah, this thing is super strong. Volume supporting it. Continuous price action to this top side, Nasdaq grinding higher, so there's a lot backing this move, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was sustained and continued throughout the day.
All right, man. Yeah, we're doing it live right now. We just took another beak wetter on BSGM. Look, I'm just going to be honest about it. I shouldn't be trading this, okay? This is not my wheelhouse, but I feel that we are going to break out with a bit of a bull flow. We keep putting higher highs and higher lows. I could be wrong. We'll see. We'll see what this one gets. But a couple of good call out by you guys. Duolingo, that hot garbage app, apparently is up bigly on the day. And I don't know. You know why, Joey?
Why is that?
You know what they did? So the way you know Duo, I don't have to tell you about Duo. You got hearts. and you got the diamond, whatever.
The
what are
infinity,
they?
or the diamonds stuff,
right?
Yeah.
So you got a bunch of different metrics that you need to keep going on with the game. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's an energy metric now.
No, I didn't.
And you got to get certain questions right within a certain period of time to get your energy up.
No.
Now, I don't like to rush because I like to work on my pronunciation. Obviously, Mandarin is not my native tongue.
I gotta see this. Yeah.
So I like to take my time. That displeases the app. So I don't have enough energy to continue on with my learning. So schmucks like me, if they want to, be able to do the pronunciation, take their time, you got to ante up now for the super Duolingo.
Oh, no way.
I can't tell you how much I dislike these
So they're just saying
I
super
hate this company.
man.
$60 billion. No, what are they? Hold on, Joey. We're going to find out over here. DUOL. What are they at? Piece of crap. 14 billion. I hope it goes to zero. No, I'm kidding. I'm just, I'm exaggerating for effect. But that is the chart today on Duolingo. Let's see if there are any headlines on it of note over here.
It got smoked. It got smoked on Tuesday because of the Apple.
Right, I remember the translation. But here's the headline, Joey. So Citizens JMP maintaining Duolingo with, what's it called? A market outperform and boosting the price target to $500. So it looks like the market likes that. Closed out 555, up to 570, up 2.5%. That's not Duo. That's Regeneron, excuse me. This is the Duolingo right here. So it looks like it closed out 286, 311 high. It's up 7.4%, $14 billion market cap. So that's the Duo One. Shout out to whoever pointed that. Regeneron as well. I mean, it's not nuking, John, but it's up nice. 555 high, 570. Sorry, 555 close, 570 high. So that's Regeneron, a biotech name. Just want to point that out.
Some of the valuations of these companies are just insane. Like, you truly think that Duolingo is worth $14 billion?
I don't know how much they're bringing in, because they're dual source, right? So they make money off ads and they make money off subs. So I have no idea what they're making, Joey.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a bunch of Unity on that one as well. So Unity,
is there?
Yeah, they advertise on Duo all the time. So yeah, that's my little spiel there on Duolingo. Ram, by the way, the app reminded me to tell you it misses you, and it would love if Sharif is a hater comes back onto the platform. So shout out to Ram.
Yeah, Ram, when was the last time you opened the app? Don't lie.
Yeah,
it's
too long. Like a few months ago, Joseph. That's exactly
the answer took way too long for you to answer. You got, what, 7 months?
4 months. That's crazy, Ram.
Crazy.
You're making me look bad with the app over here. Like, it's like you're associating with people who,
Yeah, I know, who don't really who aren't dedicated to the Duolingo life. At least you could play chess, Ram. Let me know if you want to play me in chess.
Here we go with this chess again, bro.
Hey, man, add me on the thing. If you ever want to get a game going, we could.
Bro, I'm not that good. You know, the last time I was in chess club in grade 5. That was the last time I really took chess seriously.
All right. Anyway, if you add me on Duolingo if you want to play me in chess. Yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, what's else going on in this market? And there goes Tesla starting to climb back higher. What is NVDA up to? We got a nice volume print, but with an indecision candle as well. So, I mean, the width of this candle is pretty large, right? So you have to give it more of a defined risk. It's a couple points that you'd want to give it lower end of the range. With that being said, ooh, do we take it up here? Let's head over down to the 1 minute and see what it's up to. Key resistance at this specific level, that is going to be 178. Let's pull up the old chain and see what we got going on. I was going to chain gang. Oh. I know, it's obviously not what it is, so sorry if I offend anybody on that one, but 180, 85,000. I mean, there's a concentration of contracts through some, oh my God, there it goes. Man, all right, it's looking good, man. You gotta just buy these strong names at some point. So 180, 85,000, 75, 177. This is where you're gonna see that concentration through the 85 to 75. Lots of open interest there, which can kind of lead to options pinning, even on the opposite side, which would be the put. And that's why it's a little bit more. Can be
Buffin is telling me that ASST is moving up. We're going to take a quick gander over here on ASST. Asset entities. Oh, I like this one, Buffin, but this one is coming from much higher yesterday. That does concern me because there are likely going to be bag holders in and around here. At least, here's what I see, Buffin. If we can clear this 950 area, I think we could squeeze into about 1075 till 11.
Take a look at this area over here from the late morning trade session yesterday. So I want to say from 10 o'clock onwards, right into about, until about, let's say 12:51, that 9:50 area. We can squeeze there. There's a bit of a gap between that area and about 10:50 to 11. So what is ASST up? It's up 8.5%. So good call out above it. And if it takes out this level 2, it could start squeezing even more. So not a bad look. I'm just going to throw it on the side chart there to replace MSC. Thanks for that, Bubba. We'll keep an eye out on that. But I also want to bring to your attention, we have a new IPO today. Oh, baby. Let's just talk about it super quick over here, and then I'll tell you what the tap is. Let's just bring in the side information on this one. And it's FIGR Technology. The ticker is FIGR. It's going to be on the Nasdaq today, not the NYSE. The actual IPO price, okay, was, just making sure, $25 a share. That was above the previous range. They had been guiding about, I want to say, $20 to $22, so it ended up being 25. This took place yesterday. Right now, as we spoke about yesterday, the theoretical auction price, the tap, is showing $35. Let's take a gander at the, what's it called? The imbalance locator. So we're going to have to switch that from NYSE to Nasdaq, apply OK, and then the way that the Katina man showed me to do it yesterday was to go by paired volume. And there it is. FIGR has 2.66 million shares paired so far. The buy imbalance right now, because you can see that underside, says B, 190,500 shares. Basically imbalanced to the buy side, meaning they have more orders to the buy side than they do to the sell side, to the tune of almost 200,000. Now, as we learned yesterday, the likelihood of the stock opening has a lot to do with the size that's showing up. As that size, the unpaired size continues to drop. Right now it's 202,000. Once it gets into that double digits, like 10,000, 15,000, that means it's closer to opening. Why is that the case? Because the job of the exchange during the time that it's not trading is to pair buy orders with sell orders and to do the best they can to pair them before we go launch for trading. So once that number comes down, that's when we're likely to open up. So keep your eye on that number if you have that tool. This is called an imbalance locator. You can try to maybe find it on your own platform if you don't have, if you're not on P8 with real trading. So that's what we are. FIGR, guys, the tap showing 35. It's oversubscribed already from the IPO level. So I just want to bring that to your attention because, well, we've got a lot of IPOs these days, Joey, options. IPOs. And we got to do it live again, man. BSGM. I didn't want to trade this one, but it took out all my levels. So we're up nice on this one now. It's taken out the high of the day, close to the high of the day, 535. We're showing 33s. We're in at 16s. Let's go ahead and set up a little bit higher than that HOD. We're going to say that 36s and keep an eye on that, Joseph.
Yeah, Sharif. It did it. Yeah,
no, it did it. It can finally do it. Oh my God.
It did it. You did it. Yeah, good job, Milo. Yeah, that's what I say to him all the time. I tell you guys. So I'm just looking at specific levels.
I like that.
Well, I'm trying to find some signals around here, just running through the scan. There's a lot up here now. APLD was up there. SPY isn't looking horrible. Where did I see it? Bang. So I like that. So maybe if we get a pullback and a retest of that specific zone, then maybe we'll take a little bit of a move back towards the volume-weighted average price, considering how extended we are. We open up right around 654, so nothing horrible. BABA breaking out almost at putting in a new high of the day, so that's positive as well, too. And what's our good friend Rigetti up to? Okay, so there's another signal here. And shout out to my boy Butter Biscuit Head who pointed out Robinhood. We like this, right? Like this is what we're looking for. He's like, Joe, signal, bang. So I already know what Butter Biscuit Head. You better call those out a little bit quicker, my friend, because that's exactly what we're looking for. Great work there. And Gorev, I know you said you tagged me, but I'm like, Gorev, brother, you got to ring down my phone or something when you see a signal like that, because that is like the A. That's as good as it gets, right? It's Canadian credit at the end of the day. So, like, again, this is such a beautiful signal, and there's such a rarity that you have to take as much advantage of this as possible, and that can make your month, right? Like, if you are willing to put on the size and just put on the trade, like I said earlier, I would not be surprised if it puts in a new high of the day and just continuously grinds throughout the session. Now, let's take a look at this name from a daily standpoint. See you later. Up over, I think it's around 10-15% now, 16%. From that previous all-time high, Google is up since that massive catalyst we had last week. So really, really good stuff. Why don't you just set an alert for those? It's hard, man. It's so hard. You have to write an algo for that. It's not as easy. I know Sharif mentioned that you can, but it's not as simplistic as it is because there's certain criteria. So you need like almost like an algorithmic alert that says, hey, we need a volume that exceeds essentially every other signature printed, and then an inverted hammer candle. It's not as simplistic as, it'd be fantastic if I could just screenshot it, put it into, wow, I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm pretty sure we can do that now. Maybe I'll get it home. So what you can do maybe is we'll put it into, we'll screenshot a bunch of examples. We'll grab about 20, 30 examples and put it into Cursor, and then sure enough, you'll be able to maybe set up an alert like that. So there we go.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, with ChatGPT, everyone's saying ChatGPT 5 now is better than Claude at programming. I don't know, I've never tried it personally, but that's what some of the people I follow on TikTok are saying about the new chat. So I'm assuming, you could probably weasel in some programming just from chat.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Direct instructions, do this, do that. That's how Phoebe is doing a lot of stuff too. Yeah, and then like you go back and forth, it screws this up, you fix that, you know what I mean?
Say you could just go put it in Pine script, you can do that, but still you got to be able to put it in and then refine it, so you got to back test it as well too to make sure that it's slightly accurate. So yeah, maybe we'll get that going. So you're software developer, so you're making it a little bit easier. I'm not at the end of the day.
There you go.
If you can do something like that for me, Jag, send me the script, and then I'll put it in, and then I'll run some back testing. Maybe we'll go set up some examples. So just add me on X, DM me, and then let's set that up, brother. I think that'll be fantastic.
All right, guys. Shout out to Casey. Casey dropping it, bro. She's dropping 5 Trader TV Live gift memberships. Ever the kind person. Thank you very much, Casey. Casey526, small cap trader, fellow May Gemini. Shout out to Casey. Hope you're having a great day, and you're printing up multiple storms, because usually when you're printing up a storm, usually I'm doing well myself because, well, the small cappers are treating us good, hopefully, Casey. So shout out to you. Okay. Joseph, yes, sir. We're doing it freaking live right now on BSGM. I'm very pleased with this trade. We're going to wet the beak here as well. Let's see if we can get some out there. The exchange told me no, Sharif. We are not going to give you anything there. So let's try again. There we go. We get the beak wet on BSGM. We got 15s on. We just tapped 40s. You know, I was concerned about this one because it's not kind of my wheelhouse with these spready names and with the lower volume, but the chart pattern spoke, you know, it spoke more volumes, I guess, than the actual volume. That was a bad one. But we're going to set up here at 47s, just in front of that $0.50. Let's see if we can touch that $0.50 and maybe continue to go through it. Shut up the Spark Shop. What are you sparking on the other side of the screen?
Who said Spark Shop?
Oh,
I think it's Spark Plugs. Right, Spark Plugs.
Well, yeah, okay. We can go that way. You can go that way.
Yeah, we go that
You're
way.
A car guy, why not, right?
I'm definitely not a car guy. I think you're more of a
crazy.
car guy.
That's crazy, bro. You are a car guy.
There's no way.
Mr. Land Rover Evoque all the time.
Yeah,
every time I look over, he's looking at it on his screen. I love it.
I need the Evoque,
It's a good car, Joey.
I like it.
But JLR, bro,
yeah.
Anytime, take it from me. JLR, you're going to get a JLR.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Brand new.
No, under warranty.
Oh, under warranty.
Make sure you got that CPO.
Yeah.
That certified pre-owned warranty. You
okay.
need that CPO.
Yeah, well
Trust me,
we all know what happened with me when I got that.
Because they always try to rinse you, the aftermarket warranties. That's their business, rinsing.
Yeah.
Right? So get that CPO. Trust me, bro. All right. Get a regular range. Evoque no good, says Matt M. Oh, he's speaking. He's speaking there.
All right.
See that, Joe?
Damn.
LOL, brand new Moonrock pockets. Take care. You'll stop saves. Yes, Casey. Tell them. Certified, previously occupied. Brian H. Why do you got to be like that, bro? Just be nice. Not some of us, you know, we don't like the new. Guys, open. I like this, though. Continuing to go. We said this one would probably hit 10. We just didn't have the compunction to stay involved until it did clear 10, but there it is, 993 high, 994 high, open doors going. Looks like we're going to clear 70%. Keep your eye on open door. It's really squeezing here, but I would be, intently watching for that dance in front of 10 or at 10. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of profit taking into $10. Also, shorts may be waiting there as well. So open doors making a big move into that $10 area. Trade it carefully, guys. Last but not least here, I'm likely going to get out of AIRE. AIRE. What I'm going to do is, this one's losing the 10 EMA. So if it loses prior trough low, which to me goes into 110, that's the end of the trade. We're moving up our stop into 110 on AIRE. This will be an L because we're still holding the majority of the position, full disclosure, okay? So we'll get stopped out of this one and it will be no good. Tampanda, PMI. Let's look at PMI. Unless you mean producer manufacturing index, which I don't think you mean, but oh boy, what is this? Oh boy, okay, PMI. All right, so volume on PMI, not bad, 3.55 million shares. What is this though? Why was it doing like no volume, then all of a sudden found crazy move up? All right, let's do a little bit more here. PMI, Pickard Medical, it is, I don't have any information on this. What was going on? Okay, so this looked like it IPO'd back on the 29th. I mean, that should be plenty of time to give me, look at this, Joey. Look at this IPO, bro.
Dang.
This is a really respectable IPO. Higher highs and higher lows multi-day. So sure, it zigged and zagged, right?
Us.
Initial day.
Oh, there goes Tesla. New high of the day there, my guy.
Okay, take that over, but this PMI is not bad, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, bring us up there. Deluxe items. Yeah, sorry, brother. When you do stuff like that, we can't help you out there.
What is happening?
Yeah, we don't know, brother. Oh, is it
Joseph,
rocketing?
this thing's going, bro.
Oh, wow.
It just, we were at 670, it's at 712. Oh, we need to load this up on a trading screen.
What's the ticker? What is
PMI.
that? PMI?
Yeah, like producer manufacturing
all right,
index.
Yeah. All right, we like that.
What the helly?
Pure money index right here. So let's see what we got going on. It's looking pretty good. I'm not going to chase it up here, Sharif. I don't know how you feel it. Maybe we get a little bit of a pullback.
What is it, on the MX?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not touching that.
No, it's an AMX? Okay, yeah, so see you later.
No, I've been burned on that.
So, yeah, let's see what we got cooking up here, guys. Tesla, I was thinking about giving it another attempt, but it made that additional leg higher, so that's good. We'll let them continuously grind, and then eventually maybe we'll get somewhat of a small reversion, but I'm not expecting anything too drastic now because you can see the breakout candle on the daily, so not too bad of a look. Let's get our scanner back. Actually, no, never mind that, guys. You know what time it is. Sharif, what time is it?
It's exactly 11:51.
All right, now it's time to see the top performing sectors of the day.
I was not concentrating.
That's all right, brother. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
dare
Wow, not a single red one on the docket. Consumer discretionary, 1.6%. The best of the best today. We got to take a look at Walmart and see what there are. Oh no, that's not Staples. Sorry, that's the other way. Tesla leading the way. Healthcare 1.5%, and then we have the materials up 1.3%. Now the bottom three, the utilities, so not so defensive, only up about 0.5%. Communication services just holding on by a thread, 0.1%, and the same with the energy sector, not doing so good. And to be honest with you, if we go over like XLE and some of these other energy names, we're not in love with them. But now let's take a look at the weekly. Oh, okay, wow. Look who's leading the pack there, my friend.
Thank you, Darwin, for that. There's news here on the Zon. AWS Newsroom posts on X, AWS plus Beamer, I don't know what this stock is, are modernizing media archives while migrating to the cloud. This approach converts videos to modern formats with 50% less storage while maintaining quality, transforming archives into flexible, cost-effective assets. I like that.
All right.
Don't you have a lot of, I don't know if you have VHS a lot at maybe your grandma, your parents have a lot of VHS. That's like, home videos.
Yeah, okay,
DVDs?
Yeah. No, we don't really. I got DVDs.
You got tons of those,
bro. VHS, brother. I don't know.
We got VHS at my place. Not my place, my parents' place. And yeah, absolutely, brother. This would be really interesting. Instead of schlepping.
Yeah, when was the last time you popped in an old VHS?
At least like 2-3 times a year at a family gathering. Yeah. We got what? My parents have like one of those video.
Yeah,
It's VHS dual with DVD.
Oh,
both.
okay, yeah. Oh, that's crazy. How old is that thing? It's probably like 20.
It's ancient, Joey.
It's like 20 years old.
It's ancient, baby.
That's That's crazy.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, I used to love VHS, man. I remember going over to my aunt's house and we would watch Titanic, and you needed two. It had the dual VHS, so you needed two of that. So it's like you spend the first 15 minutes just rewinding, and then sure enough, you get to the point that you want. But essentially, what I was getting at here, guys, IWM has taken the lead on the week, up about 2.5%. Then the Q's sitting in second place, up 2 1/4 there, and then we'll have the SPY up 2%, and then the Dow in last place, only up 1 3/4. So not too bad. Positive major averages there. So we like seeing that. Excuse me. Good look there. And there comes Tesla starting to sell a little bit. That final push, almost double top, but it was just a little bit more of a liquidity grab. And then now you're starting to climb a little bit lower. Risk profile relatively defined. You only have to put up 10 cents there. So nothing horrible. Wait a little bit longer. And then maybe that 5-minute print closes as a doji star or something along those lines. That's going to give us a good opportunity to get a move back anywhere towards some key support levels, and then you got to get out of that trade, in my opinion. And then we have this print here on IBIT. So if this holds up pretty good, maybe we take a long. I would prefer to go the long opposed to the short there on Tesla. But it's working out pretty good, Sri.
All right, bro. Just worked my way back into PROK. It seems to be holding flat here at prior area resistance. I'm talking about this 2 mid-70s area that we kept rejecting initially on the initial bull flag. We come back in. We have another bull flag. We give back a little bit more on this bull flag than the initial one, but as we've spoken about many times, no two bull flags are created equal. Maybe they are. Most of the time they're not. So we're going to post here. We're looking at wetting the beak initially at 85. Let's see if we can get a nice move up. But I do want to defend this into the mid-70s since I've got low 80s. I don't mind adding a little bit more into that mid-70s area. So that's exactly what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to wait at 75.6 for a dip trade into that bad boy there. So that's what I'm doing. We're still involved in BSGM. This one did wick up into 43. We didn't get any prints at 43, but we got some at 40 and then in the high 30s. It's working its way back up into 35. I think that I should have been a bit more aggressive. If this one had been doing a bit more volume, I would have been more aggressive. What do I mean by that? What I mean is this one popped up into 45, but it clearly has a breakout level of 25. It was basically rejecting 25 from 1035 to 1140. So over an hour of rejecting 525. And so then it got to 43 and it dipped back very momentarily into 25. And if you didn't have a resting order there, you probably didn't get the fill given the spread. So this one did touch that level. I didn't add there. I should have been adding there. In hindsight, ex post facto, we'll see if it gives me another opportunity to add there. But I'm really focusing now on PROK, looking for this one to curl up, squeeze, possibly into 3. It's got 97 as a high, so it's not a bad looker. I'm going to continue to watch this one. Tam Panda, earlier on PMI, what didn't I like about it? The exchange, brother. I hate to say it so just flat out like that, like there's no exceptions. But I don't like trading stocks, especially small cap gappers that are on the Amex exchange. A number of reasons. I feel there's more room for bamboozlement on that exchange. In addition, it's kind of like the NYSE. When you're in a halt, you have no idea where the hell you are because you don't get the the theoretical auction price. You don't know if there's a buy imbalance. You don't know if there's a sell imbalance. You don't know what the hell is going on. You got to fly blind. So, I mean, it's not the ideal situation. I do realize that there are many good small cap gappers that have weaseled their way onto the MX that have given you outsized gains. I get that. I've known about them. I've traded them myself. But we're trying to be a bit more restrained, I guess, in some of the trading over here. Joseph.
Yes, sir.
Boom. Right into the freaking high on BSGM. We take out the high of the day, Joseph options, into 48. We get the print there. Let's go ahead now and set up at 55s. We're going to try to get the beak wet at 55s. It's a 49 high of day. 49s, in fact, showing up right now on the ask side of the level 2. Keeping my eye as well on PROK as we've got a couple of beak wetters on here. As this one curls up a little bit more, let's hope there's no bamboozlement and we get a nice squeeze into 90. Probably behooves me to throw in some orders at 88s, and then I'm going to wait at 92. Let's see if we can get a nice price spike up into that level. Joey, options, we take more orders there.
Dang, let's go. Yeah, nice work there. Slowly cooking on IBIT. Let's see if this can be sustained. 5-minute print is exactly what we want to see. risk profile defined, nice inverted hammer on across multiple platforms. Only have to risk 10 cents on this trade. It cracks through that, then boom, see you later, find something else to trade. But other than that, I like it at the lower end of the range. So let's rock and roll on IBIT and get north of VWAP as the rest of the market is relatively strong. I mean, Amazon, so Jag, this is what I'm talking about here as well. Like Amazon not doing too much. What's NVDA been up to? Again, not doing anything really either. Ethereum. So just a lot of eastward movement. So that's what I was referring to a little bit of the chop, right? It's not like everything, there's massive market breadth where everything's just slowly, or not even grinding higher, just continuously higher lows and some nice clean PA. But there it is on IBIT, heading right in towards the volume weighted average price. So we like that one there. Some good stuff. What else are you guys looking at? DoorDash. Oh, don't talk to me about DoorDash because... Oh, it's not too bad, but it's not overly liquid, right? You can obviously see from an intraday standpoint, running into liquidity issues, which isn't the best, but I loved it from a daily. This is a really good look at a beautiful curl over. And this is, Jag, this is what we got to, so actually let me do this. So Jag, this is what do you got?
Don't worry about it.
I know, bro. This guy, this guy, hold on. Give me a minute and we'll get into that.
Joey,
yeah, give me a minute and we'll get into your thing. So, Jag, this is what I want us to see if we can write some, because what I do is I'll just run through my basket of stocks in the evening time to see for potential setups, but I just want us to be able to identify the similarities within all these price actions. Not so much there, but we go in the likes of DoorDash, right? So you have this selling here. Yeah, give me a second. We have this selling, moves up there. Same thing with RDDT. Boom, you have those hammer candles. You have the volume supporting it. Same thing with Palantir. They're continuously grinding higher, isolated volume, hammer candle. AMAT, not as clean, but you have the volume previously. Hammer candle here. You're continuously moving higher. Dell, exact same thing, moving monstrous volume, hammer candle. Coin, not so much. NVDA, really good look.
Okay, just 1 second. Neil, can we just run? Yeah. Okay, Neil's good. All right, so yesterday before all hell broke loose, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about in the afternoon, I messaged this to Joey before he messaged me something that I never want to see again. I asked ChatGPT, what are the most expensive American Eagle jeans available in Canada? I was expecting like 50, 60 bucks. Wait, Ram. Here are the most expensive American Eagle jeans for men currently available in Canada based on official Canadian
That's great.
pricing.
So you're looking to get your 150 bucks. Your 150 bucks.
We're doing it live, Joey. We're doing it. You're telling me this is not karma right here? All four of them are $150.
You're not there yet.
I know. That's true. That's true. But come on. You can't tell me that this is not karma right here.
We're gonna do it live.
What are the odds that they will all be around $150, right?
So hopefully tax isn't too much on that, but we'll do the shopping live.
No, tax on me. Tax on me.
No, that's all right. Obviously, we'll do it live. We'll put the order in. We'll order it online, and we'll get it.
Oh, on the show?
Yeah, right.
My man. Well, we haven't won yet. Yeah, we got to get there still. That's it. Okay, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Joey and I have a bet. If American Eagle gets to 26 bucks, I get whatever pair of jeans I want from American Eagle. It's that simple. All right, guys.
There's no win in that for me whatsoever if it doesn't get there.
Neil, don't ruin it for me, Neil. I need jeans, man.
I need something on the opposite
I'm hurting
side.
here, Neil.
It's crazy.
Neil, he's calling it. Okay, well, Neil's coming on in a second. Joseph, 12:02. We don't have the big desk today as we're doing, obviously, the Reno, so Darren not at the big desk for happening now, but we are sending you for Neil's lesson.
Go, I bet.
Welcome, everybody. Okay, so hold on a second. How can you have a bet? You must be missing something about this AEO $26 bet, because you can't just be saying if it gets to the price, you get a pair of jeans. Under what time frame? It doesn't make any sense. Like, there has to be a time limit. You guys aren't telling me, so I want to see if they said what the time limit is. That's the only way it makes any sense. And by the way, if you're ever making a bet on anything, make sure there's actually a chance that you could win, because that's insane. If you have just forever for it to get there, then that's absurd. It's almost like saying I'm gonna buy, I think open is a buy today. And I'm gonna buy it today, and then at some point it's gonna get to 20 bucks. But it doesn't matter if it's today or if it's 20 years from now, I win if it goes. Fair enough, but that's gutter nonsense. The lesson of the day today, I was kind of hoping it would still be at $10 when I got into this. And a lot of times I'd say, you know, the whole transact at the proper places and all that good stuff and buy into the prior highs and see if you can find the VWAP dip. There was literally only one on this today. But if you happen to still be in this one in the long or caught the dip at $9 or for whatever reason, you know, you're still holding it and we're looking for an exit, something interesting happened at $10 that I think was pretty important if you're watching the level 2. Now, unfortunately, it's no longer at $10, so I can't actually show you what was going on here. But if you look at the level of liquidity, this is a stock doing 600 million shares. And look at the liquidity on the level 2. 10, 20,000 shares total if you just quickly add it up. Before this even got to $10, there were chunk orders of $250,000 at 94. What's the high? $9.94. When it got there, there's already $250,000 there, and there's stacked size going into 10 even. It couldn't break it never even printed the first 94 offer. So before you got to 10, you already had massive order flow before you get there. Like it's gonna take like 1 million shares just to go every 2 pennies. Through that 10, and then the $10 level is probably going to be like 10, 15 million shares. So when you see something like that, if you haven't taken profit, you could literally just slap the 93 and get anything you want. Because it's getting to 94 and it's not printing that massive order. It's different if that order is only at $10 even. If the order is only at $10 even, it gets there and people are worried about their stops being run. But the level of liquidity that now exists between 94 and 10, that's 5 or 6 pennies worth of millions of shares. It's going to be trouble to chew through. And then it gives shorts a lot of cover because they know if I short 93 or 94, I don't have to, there'll be tons of liquidity to get out if you want it in front of 10. So that kind of action before the even dollar that actually holds a level for a few minutes is a really good place to scalp. If you're either getting out of a long or if you actually wanted to take a shot at that to the short side, it's probably really good risk because you can hit the 94, and if you miss it, you know you can get 95 at that high. You're risking 2 cents instead of, well, if you shorted in front of 10 even, you don't necessarily know what you're going to get on the other way through. You can try to hit 10 for size, but if it goes through 10, maybe you get 4s, maybe you get 5s, maybe you get 1s. You don't really never ever know. And at that point, if you were shorting in the low 90s, you're risking over 10 pennies on a $10 stock. Maybe you don't want to do that. The other way to play this is, to keep in mind, you can buy and hold, but the scalp trade for anyone with active trading is very viable here. Getting in and finding spots where you can risk a couple of pennies to try to make 10 or 5 to 10 on a stock doing 600 million, very, very viable. Not everyone can do that, but if you're real trading, certainly you can. But the longer term hold, it's not something you see very often at a level like this. We're in front of an obvious area that you know there will be a ton of liquidity on the offer, $10 even. There's massive size that actually holds it at 94. You can already see it's at 95. You could already see it was at 96. You could see it in the book. And then when it got to 94, there was that big order. Really, I'm kicking myself. I should have just shorted the 93 level, but I didn't want to be short the stock today, so your bias gets the best of you. But it's not often you see this. Most of the time when we think about a $10 level, we're talking about the size out in front of that even dollar or $100 level. It's right there at $100. You don't see it stacking up the way it did here on open at 94, 95, 96, 97. And that does give you great scalp trading opportunities and certainly an easy place to exit a long, which if you're holding this long, like maybe you're getting some out here. Like what's the reason to get anything out if you got that long? I always look back at trades where, here's an example. Reason to get out. Like there's a bounce into the pre-market highs. When it breaks and fails, breaks, get some out there. When it's looking like it's failing back that pre-high, get some out. Reason to get out. The long, no reason to get out. No, I know why I did, because I'm looking at that bar and taking some out in front. I'm looking at the pre-market high and taking some out in front. But really, that dip onto VWAP, if you look at the structure of the trade, there isn't that much of a reason to get out there. If anything, it might have given me a reason here, and it might have given me a reason there. And then this was a trend break on a 1 minute. So you're always looking for reasons to transact at the end of the day. And if you can do so at the proper areas, you can refine your trading so much. Such an easy opportunity to get out at 93. You don't have to wait for it to break trend and pull back. and give up like 15 pennies or so. This was obvious at 93 even because of what you saw at 94 and the fact that implicitly there's going to be size at 10. So I'll leave you guys with that, but I am going to ask out loud, what are the actual conditions of this bet? It makes no sense whatsoever if there's no time limit on AEO.
Thank you for that, Neil. Always.
Good. The lunch was good too.
Yeah, Bovin, I was just about to message you, brother. AASST broke $9, 910 high a day. This one is going. I unlikely will weasel into this one unless I see something much different, just because of what this one has done over the past couple of days. That is from here, from this area onwards, that's yesterday's price action. Then from here onwards is the aftermarket price action from Tuesday. So yesterday was all sorts of lower highs and lower lows. So I fear the bag holders from in and around here, and by in and around here, I mean basically 11 or 10.50 onwards, all the way up to 16 and even more. We'll see, Bovin. You know, get it, kill it on that, Bovin. Let me know how it goes. You know, maybe I'll work in. Who knows? Who knows? I'll have to keep my eye out on that. But we're back in air as this one started taking out highs again. A couple of beak wetters there, waiting for another profit taker at 26. AIRE involved in that. Let's go over to BSGM. We got 15s there. It pops into 50, rejects. Still higher lows, and believe it or not, still holding the 10 EMA. So no reason for me to get out here. Last but not least, PROK. I'm back into this one. Where am I at? 81s. I've wet the beak a couple of times into that mid-80s, high 80s area. We've got 3 profit takers, but we have 89s still unfilled, Joey. And last but not least, I want to bring your attention to RCAT. I did not trade this one well. I got stopped out. I'm negative on it, but it's coming back into that high day. 1088 HOD, showing me 79s, about to take 80s. And last but not least, FIGR. The new IPO that we were waiting for, the theoretical auction price, now showing $36. Let's take a gander, Joseph Options, on the imbalanced locator. We are in we're in a buy side imbalance still, showing 268,000 shares. Buy side imbalance, so we're still high. The way we can kind of gauge whether we're ready to open or not is when the size in this column here starts dropping down. You're looking for like 10,000, 15,000, something like that, okay? Keep your eye on several things. The price, which is the top, whether the buy side or sell side imbalance, the size of the outstanding unpaired volume, and then the PV means paired volume. That's how many shares the exchange was able to pair together, buyers with sellers. So keep your eye on that. I just want to also let you know, guys, that voting every day.
I got it up here, brother.
I appreciate you, Joe. You're always one step ahead. Show 'em.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. Bang, let's go. Open door, get those dollar signs in there. We all like money, money, money. So I'm going to put my vote in there. It never, ever shows up for some reason, but there it is. Is it going to display itself now? Bang, there's your boy. Yes, I did it. You see that? Follow it down. I bit Microsoft, Etsy, Robinhood.
Open is getting love through the roof.
Pure love.
That's crazy. That's got to be a record or something.
Thoughts on SPY? Yeah, let's take a look at it. What are you guys thinking, right? Because I had a couple people ask me the same thing. Are you thinking continuation or more or less a move back towards the volume-weighted average price? See, the thing is, though, when the session's like this and it's just grindy, shout out to Robinhood, man. Continuously, sorry I'm bouncing around, but a new all-time high, 121.62. Bang. That's a really, really good look there. I did sell half of that position in my long-term, and then I'm just sitting on some cash right now. We're up nicely on it, so we'll take that one as a W, and then we'll look to rotate into something else. But as for SPY, guys, let me know what you're thinking about, because right now, we did have this inverted hammer candle right here, and you get that little bit of a move, but then it just gets bought immediately right back up. So keep your eye out on that. It may not be the weakest of sessions, just might be an all-day grinder to the top side. So where's Big Spile at these days?
Oh, he messaged me this morning about what happened yesterday.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah,
did he?
I don't know if he's around right now, but he had some choice thoughts.
He's probably listening. Yeah, he's listening. Yeah. Anyways. So there it is, visualizer, open door leading the way, 110%. Oracle, I mean, in one of the last places. And then here's our guy, Robinhood, starting to get some love as well, too. Can I vote more than once or no? I'm going to do it
Fabian.
anyways. I hooted. I voted.
You did it again, eh?
Robin Hood, our good friend,
that's crazy.
Vlad Tanev over there. Sharif.
All right, guys, continuing to watch here. BSGM defending the 10 EMA, trying to work back into that $0.50. Just keeping an eye on that 55 level, waiting for the print there. Keeping an eye on that. Also, PROK. This one continues to stair step up, super slow. But I don't mind these slow ones as long as they're holding trend. And by trend, I'm talking about, you know, that higher high, higher low area. But I want to shout out Bovin. Okay, I know I do that a lot, but shout out to Bovin. I'm probably not going to get involved in this name just based on, you know, like what I've said before about bag holders, but it doesn't care about what I think. ASST is the one I'm talking about. It's continuing to trend up. It took out 9. It clearly had some selling in the high to mid 90s. And it took out 9 easily, 926 high a day now on ASST. It's up 14.2%. I think it was only up like 7 or 8 when we first mentioned it to you guys when Bovin pointed out. So keep your eye on this one. I think it is a bit spready though. I haven't been looking at it on a trading screen. Maybe we'll take a gander over here I just want to look quickly. We'll change RCAT ASST. And Q. Yeah, it's a 4-penny spread, 2-penny spread, opening wider and tightening up. So it's not too bad, but keeping an eye on that. Dangerous. Shout out to Sharif, Joby Holdings. I don't even want to look. Where are we at on that thing, man?
It's monstrous, brother. It's monstrous.
That's lies. It was monstrous yesterday. How can it be? Oh, it's back up today. Same thing, Joe. It gave back the entire move from yesterday, and now it's trying to make it. It's lower highs, though. Look, you know, with Joby, I don't expect too much too quickly, man. You know, unless you're making money, or you're right about to make money, they're speculative plays still. You know, maybe a 2-3 year runway before I see some real returns on this one. Maybe not, but I'm in it, and I'm in. I like the space. I think there's obviously a lot of future potential for the space, goes without saying. But Joseph, you would have to agree with me, though, that drones probably get a bigger push than eVTOLs, at least initially.
Yeah, I
right?
agree.
Like,
yeah.
You're in the short term.
I think it's more, it's like a stair step, right? As you just slowly start to evolve, it's like you get in the drones, and then what is the next step there, and then eventually you get to that specific level. Speaking of just kind of like, I got to give a shout out to my boy, man.
All right.
He was a good friend of mine. We went, we used to play hockey together, and where'd it go here? What happened? What in the days? Yeah, sorry, super lackluster. All right, we'll scratch that here momentarily. Let me pull it up. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. ABXX. Boom, boom. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, so yeah, there we go. All right, so let's zoom out on this name, man. This guy, shout out to him. It's honestly some of the sickest stuff that I've seen. This guy's been talking about this name for such a significant amount of time, and this is a daily. No, this is not an intraday chart. And I mean, his average is absolutely ridiculous. And yesterday, his returns, he had an absolute monstrous day, just raking in 30K off of this. So shout out to ABAX, and maybe I'll snippet this and tell him. But yeah, this is some monstrous stuff here that you're experiencing, and looks like it's not really going to slow down at any point. I mean, from a technical standpoint, this is an extremely strong bullish candle, and then sure enough, it looks like it wants the ABCD and continue its climb higher. So that's an absolute monstrous name, and shout out to him, man. I'm so happy for him.
That's big, man. That's absolutely big.
You don't even understand the amount of money this guy's made off of that.
I love it, man. That's you'll love to hear it, man.
Yeah.
It keeps you motivated.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. All right, here
It's life-changing, legit. It's literally like.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. I can imagine, man. I mean.
Big time.
1 second here. My computer is freezing on me. No, we're good. We're good to go. We're good to go, Joey. All right.
I went to take some off here. Sorry, Sharif.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went to take some off there on IBIT, but it did start to pull back. Maybe we'll take a little trim ski. There we go. Bang. We'll cook a little bit more up on IBIT. So the crypto name's working, I think, a little bit better for us throughout the day. We were trading Ether. Boom. We did add up and we doubled it there, so we got stopped out. So we did give a little bit back, but that's okay. Not too bad of a look. And then IBIT, definitely our best trader of the session off of that specific candle, guys.
All right, guys. Beta Pro. Calling all Canadian traders. Beta Pro by Global X is bringing it back. Its annual biggest winner simulated ETF trading competition, now with over $40,000 in cash prizes, including
a $20,000 cash prize, all risk-free, baby. It's free to enter and open to all Canadians. Trade with $100,000 in fantasy cash on the Webull platform. Whether you're an experienced trader or just getting started, it's a chance to test strategies, build skills, and climb that leaderboard, baby. So, you think you have what it takes to be the next biggest winner? If you do, sign up today, scan that QR code, or click the link in the description. Shout out to the great folks at Global X. All right, here's the deal. Allow me a second over here. So here's the deal. Let's have a look at NXTT for Emmanuel Luna. Thank you very much, my friend, for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you there. Let's look at Next Technology Holdings. What do we got over here? So let's flip to the 5. So this is the hourly right now on NXT, so you can see kind of how to base there around 14 pennies, and now rocketed up to 29 pennies on the day. Let's look to the 5-minute chart to see where we are technically. Okay, so interesting area that we're at right here, Emmanuel. 23, 24 pennies. That's 2 levels of importance. One, it's the prior area high, that area that we rejected initially on the way up. So usually, or sometimes, I shouldn't say usually, sometimes, when an area is resistance, sometimes when you pass it, you clear it, it's used as support. That's number one. Number two, that white line. See that white line? That's the volume weighted average price. It's conflating with the prior area high. So you have double the level of support into that kind of 24 penny area. So this could be a pickup, a nice pickup off this area. To me, I'm going to try to stay away from these big time south $1 names, but I'll keep an eye on that. I just want to let them know quick, Joey, before you show your position. Bovin ASST is all sorts of squeezy, baby, right through $9. It's a 969er high, and it's taking out more. Watch this one into 10. ASST up now 19.75%.
Boom. Nice. Love hearing an ASST, but we also love Bitcoin as well, too. Starting to cook up on this one. Nice look there, Shree, putting on bangers. Katina Man, Neil, and not... Oh, okay. Wow. Hey, just so you... Whoa. Hold on now.
I thought he was going to say something about the drill hit.
That's all right, brother. We still got Alibaba. Oh, my God. There goes Bitcoin.
Babas.
We still... Yeah, that thing...
Thank you, Assassino, for the mute there.
Look at this. Boom. Katina Man in at 149-ish.
Oh, boy.
Boom. How many dollars in the money, Katina
How
Man?
many?
$6 in the money. He wrote it on the sticky note, $150, $6 in the money. Katina Man crushing it on Alibaba. Way to crush that one, my friend. I seen it pop up on the scan this morning, and I'm
What'd
like,
it say?
It was there. It said, hey, I'm here. I got volume. And then I'm like, but do I trust you? But Katina Man had the trust in it. I was looking more of a fade on it. Glad we didn't short that because it's gone absolutely parabolic. Look at this 5-minute chart, guys. That is insane. Boom. One, two, three, four, five. 5 consecutive 5-minute candles just straight to the top side. And what a beautiful breakout. What is the most important thing, in my opinion, on this?
What?
You're playing the breakout of this key resistance zone. What happens when you do? The volume really starts to pick up. Right. Way to go, Katina Man. Happy for you on that trade.
Absolutely. Great trade, Katina Man. We're printing up multiple storms on that side of the desk. I haven't used that in a while. Look at the
money storm.
Yeah. The Benjamin Franklin dropping there.
Man.
Shout out to the OG. All right, guys. We're in 3 positions at the moment. Let's start with BSGM. This one into the high of the day, $5.53 HOD. We've got a profit taker at 55. Let's see if it triggers. Keeping an eye there. But the OG Bovin is continuing to take ASST long. We'll keep you guys posted on that one. AIRE. Sorry?
No, I was talking about
AIRE still holding the 10 exponential. I have another dip trade here waiting at 14s. Let's see if it gets triggered. We're in on AIRE at 18s. It's showing me 17, so we're a penny out of the money. We're going to keep an eye out on this one, too. Open is losing the 10 EMA on the 5, I think, for the first time since this double bottom over here at 10.55. So the 20 EMA is at 9.5. Last time it held the 20 EMA like a glove. area of support, possibly the psychological level and the 20 EMA. So I could be a buyer at open again at 9.5. What was that, Assassino?
I think they're doing it again.
Okay, they're going to be loud again, so I can get muted at any time. So just be ready for that. Baby. That's a pleasurable sound. So that's what we're keeping an eye out on there. BSGM did come into 55s, but it didn't cross, so we didn't get the print. We'll keep an eye out on that. But this is ASST, guys. It's breaking out. It's taking out highs. This is going to likely squeeze to 10.5 for 11. That's the gap on the on basically the time frame. When you look at yesterday's support and resistance levels, it's moving up bigly here, up 21.25%, looking to take out 22. Keep your eye out. It smells really nice.
Oh yeah,
too.
it's nice, man.
It smells like wood shop.
If I could get
back
that
in middle school.
If I could get that in a candle, I would.
Did you take wood shop in middle school?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it is a good time, bro.
Only in grade 9, man.
Did you weld? Dude, we were doing this in grade 6.
Yeah.
We started doing wood shop, grade 6, and then grade 7, I went to an only middle school, which was 7 and 8. And we had metal shop and wood shop.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have that at my
good times, bro.
School. Yeah, no,
those were the old
great
school
times,
schools that have that stuff. Now they're broke and they don't have money to put that stuff.
I forget what in grade 9 you had to take it, and yeah, what a class we had together there.
Wood shop?
Yeah.
So good, bro.
Great,
I mean, you made like, what did you make? I made boomerangs.
I made everything.
Boomerangs,
man.
pencil case holders or pencil holders.
I made like a couple birdhouses.
Hey.
You got to go down that route and everything along those lines. Yeah, a bread box as well too, just in case you ever need one of those.
Why not?
Yeah, but anytime we're ready, Assassino, or maybe we're just gonna skip that one. But we're not gonna skip is this IBIT trade. So still slightly holding on to green, up 0.75% on the day, and then it's like boom, 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 continuously climbing higher. What is everybody? Yeah. Okay, we're ready. All right, let's fire it up there, my friend. Beta. No.
That's crazy.
That's crazy,
pool,
man.
Baby.
Every trader knows that if you want to grow, you have to risk more. At least that's how it used to be. Trade the pool is changing that. It's the new revolution in stock trading. You don't need a large deposit. Trade the pool is built for any trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line. Just a small skin in the game, and you're trading with real capital. Here's how it works. You pay a one-time evaluation fee of just $47. That's your total risk. From there, you trade real shares, no CFDs, using company capital. Good look on that one. Katina Man, Sticky Note Katina, Sticky Note Sean. Crushing
there he is. That's him.
Oh, yeah?
They found him. They know who he is now.
Yeah,
that picture's going to be tattooed everywhere, and Buddy's going to be running for his life.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's go. Let's take a little bit off of here. Oh, we can't get. I'm going to post up at 06s just so we don't have to worry too much about getting the fill. Yeah, it'll only be a matter of time there, Sharif.
Good.
Until, so unless he's in Mexico or something by now. But there it is. We'll post up. We'll see 6506. See if we can catch that fill, my friend.
Yes, sir. Okay. We got the ad on AIRE. This is make or break time for AIRE. It held the 20-ish last time. It did wick below it. If it loses 10 pennies, I'm going to have to draw the line in the sand. I got wicked out of this last time, so I don't want to use the same strategy on AIRE that I did last time, because clearly that was not the right one, because I had the right trend and I got stopped out, and then it continued on its merry way to make higher highs. I don't want to be part of that nonsense, so I have to account for this characteristic, this specific stock's characteristics, which is breaching levels on a wick basis and then heading right back up. So I'm trying to account for that. So I think maybe I'll have it below prior area low, which is 108. So we'll keep an eye out on that. That's what I'm looking at there. But we're doing it freaking live on BSGM. We got 515s on now. It's into 60s. We still have a profit taker. We're going to wait for 69er. BSGM continuing to trend up 25% and change. Let's keep an eye out on that one. And then I'm also taking profits here on PROK, as this one did spike up into 88, showing me 86 now. Looking for the trend to continue here on PROK. It's not a huge winner, but it's consistent. It's putting in those higher highs and higher lows.
And if the volume comes in and comes in aggressively, we could get a price spike up and, you know, catch a lot of people offside, and we could see a nice big move up. So I'm keeping my eye here on PROK. And last but not least, I want to bring to your attention a small cap gapper that somebody brought to my attention in the chat, which I haven't been able to talk about till now. OPAD is the ticker. Let's throw that on there. And let's just zoom out so we can get an idea of the recent price action. Why did it do that? Okay, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it live. We are doing it live. Okay, so OPAD had a great day, I want to say last week. Yeah, so this one has a tendency to go up and give it back. So we need to be careful with that. That's what it did on the 4th. It did it again on the 5th. It did it again on the 8th. It did it again on the 9th. And it could do it again today, right? So what I was going to say is, oh, Sharif, pick this up off $5. You know, $5 and the 10 EMA are only 5 pennies separate. This is a great area. Okay, maybe in a normal state of affairs, but this one has a tendency to just give up everything once it makes price spikes. Like, this is the recent trading history. You see this spike up and then all the way back down. So I don't know if I want to be part of that. I'll continue to watch it and see if it defends 5. 495 will be my line. I mean, even if I get in, I won't DCA below that level. So I'm keeping my eye on OPAD if it sets up in the right way. Again, I want to bring your attention to Open. Open does have support prior at the 20 EMA. It is now at the 20 EMA. Can it hold here and get back above? I'll be interested in get back in on Open if it is warranted to do so. So that's my look. Nothing else for me doing at the moment, just those 3 positions. There's a headline there. Key Republican Senator Murkowski has extreme concerns about Trump's BLS pick. And Tony writes was that you, Adara, that threw that on there? Yeah, that's Adara's headline there. Thank you, Adara. Bovin bringing my attention back to ASST. Let's go back to that one and take a gander at what it's doing. It looks like it's trying to hold trend here, Bovin. Seems to be buyers at the $0.50. It's kind of bull flagging a little bit now, having made that big move already off that 820 area. We end up finding resistance in the low 80s, high 70s on ASST. Keep your eye for trend here. I have a bias that this probably does squeeze into 10.5 if it continues to go, just based on where the price action support and resistance are the last few days. So that is my look, Joey. I've got nothing else on at the moment. I'll let everybody know as well that RCAT, I didn't trade this well.
Let's go.
And this is one of my only negative ones. In fact, it is my only negative one at the moment. RCAT at the high of the day, 1097, and this is really going. It didn't respect the 10 or the 20, so I don't want to base anything off that anymore. I mean, look at that. It just lost the 10, lost the 20 over here. That's why I got stopped out. And then started moving again. So RCAT back into 1097 right in front of 11.
Man, get that garbage out of here. Let's go. Nice fill on that, Sharif, just as you finished up. Perfect stuff there. So we'll take another little bit off. At that high, 65.06. Only have about, let's see, 30% left here of this position. So let's see where we're going. Oh, there goes my camera. It's gone on its own little.
Oh, yeah,
I think
that's okay.
Fabian. Yeah, Fabian's locked and loaded on that one.
So taking care
we're
of
going to
it.
be patient. Ooh, oh, no, it wants to do another lap there. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so IBIT working out really, really well. We don't mind this whatsoever. See, I don't know if we're going to head towards the high of the day, this previous resistance zone, but I do like it for an attractive level if we do decide to grind up to those ways. But this is just specifically what I'm on. So you get that indecision print right below the volume weighted average price. This is where we want to see it. And then sure enough, boom, 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 boom. We climb a little higher on that one. So not too bad of a look. And Tesla, yeah. Yes, West. It's not West, obviously. It's Yes, West. Yeah, really good look there. I mean, this hammer candle is pretty good. It hasn't breached it yet, nor on the other attempts to put in a new high. It hasn't got to that specific level. And then now you're breaking through some key support levels. So not too bad. I just didn't want to go against probably one of the stronger tech names in the sector today, right? So in the market. So yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm not too mad that I didn't take that. But Alibaba is still trading higher. It looks like it wants to head for a new high of the day as well, too. Let's take a look at the daily on this thing. Yeah, let's go.
Get it,
right.
Kina, man.
Bang, bang, bang. Is that an all-time high on it? Let's see. No. Okay, yeah, not even really close. Not even relatively close.
Your boy Charlie Munger was buying at all-time highs.
Was he?
Well, you know,
Charlie.
bless his soul, he's no longer with us. But I remember that he was buying during the pandemic into that 250, 300 area that we were at. Is that what's the high? 320, yeah, there you go. I remember that.
So you're still down 53% from that previous level. What was I going to say?
Berkshire Hathaway is still involved in Baba.
No. But our guy Masayoshi's son was involved in it in his early days, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he ran into some financial. I'm pretty sure he ran into some financial issues with it. So
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. What do you got?
All right, Joey. Here's the deal. So let's go on to the first trade over here. PROK. We took a couple of beak wetters there as it spiked up. We'll see if this can get into 92s. I've got a bias for a squeeze into $3 on PROK, but probably not while we're a little illiquid during the midday here at 12:30. Maybe towards that 1 o'clock. This one though, it's been illiquid all day, but it continues to trend up. Nobody's standing in front of the buyers. BSGM, the one I'm talking about, we're long at 15s. I've got my last profit taker at 69. It's showing me 64, so if it can squeeze up a little bit, that ends the trade for me on BSGM if we can get printed at 6.9er. We'll keep an eye out on that. That one has been okay. AIRE came back into the 20 again. We got the ad at 14. We've got 17 average. It's showing me 15 right now on the ask. So we're 2 pennies out of the money right now on this bad boy, looking for a hold of this level and a higher low relative to prior area trough. That prior area trough did bottom out at 108. So anything below 108 ends the trade for me. Simple as that, okay? We're going to keep an eye out on that, and we're going to continue on to the next one. Open. We're back involved in open door. Oh, baby, we got 66 on. It just showed me 72, and it's starting to zig and zag like crazy now. A couple of beak wetters right now on open door. It has to hold the $0.50, otherwise I'm out. I'm looking for a bounce off the 20 EMA in the way that it did that 20 EMA bounce on these 2 candles here at 10.55 and 11. No 2 times and no 2 situations are created equal or the same in trading. So whether or not it finds support this time at the 20, we're just trying to put the odds on our side. So that's basically it. Keeping an eye on open door, seeing if it can trend a little bit higher. ASST, this one just worked its way down, Bovin, into that 20 EMA on the 5. It's showing 30s, just found support there at the 20s. Does it rocket back up? ASST was up, I think, almost, mid-20s. Now it's down to about 15%. So it's not too bad here. It's still not my type of trade, given the bag holders that I have a bias are holding from yesterday. So that's it. And then last but not least, let's update you on FIGR. FIGR is FIGR. That is a new IPO on the day. Allow me just to load up my information on it. I think I've lost it. Where is my information? There it is. Excuse me, I didn't lose it. So FIGR, let's bring that in over here. We're talking about this IPO selling at basically selling 31.5 million shares at $25 a pop. That is above what the expected range of 20 to 22 was. So it was oversubscribed at the IPO stage. Is it now going to be oversubscribed on the first trading day? They did upsize the amount of shares from 26 to 31 million. So again, the oversubscription right now, it's showing me a theoretical auction price of $36. That is a little bit lower than where I saw it last. I think I saw it $36.20. Let's take a look at the paired volume on the imbalance locator. FIGR showing a buy side imbalance still, but now we're sub 100,000. We're showing 95,000. As the Katinaman and Neil taught us yesterday, as this number drops, I'm talking about the size column. That is the amount of size that's still unpaired by the exchange. As that number drops to maybe a 10, 15, something like that, that means we're getting closer to the open time. So if you have access to this imbalance locator and you want to trade FIGR, it probably behooves you to keep your eye on that. It just bumped up again here to about 126,000. So the exchange looks like they're not done their job pairing these orders, Joey. So we're going to obviously cover FIGR for you guys ad nauseum. And we also expect, I believe, Gemini tomorrow?
Yeah.
Their IPOs today, right? Actual IPO day. Adara is, yeah, thank you, Adara. I appreciate you. I think we're probably expecting Gemini tomorrow from what I've, oh, FIGR's open.
Oh,
it's open. It's dropping bigly here. So it opened up at 36. What I see is a price spike into 38. It's dropping down into 33. So FIGR up 43%. That 43%, though, is from the IPO price. Keep your eye right now on FIGR. It is open for trading, $36.50. It's really going here. So there's a good amount of volume. About 6 million shares have already exchanged hands. It hasn't picked a direction. A little green, a little red. Trade these carefully, guys. They're more volatile possibly than some of these small cap gappers. That's what I'm keeping my eye on, Joey.
Good look there. Yeah. So
open is coming down. I'm stopping out here.
Coming down. All right.
Yeah. I gave back a little bit on open there. That's no good, but hey, that's the way it is.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Gemini's tomorrow. Thank you. Derek confirming Gemini IPO tomorrow. That one to me, because it's blockchain related, I'm going to be a little bit more interested in that one. I know this one is blockchain related, but they're
yeah,
lending.
I think Gemini might be a world beater there maybe, but I don't know. Oops. Oh. Order rejected. All right, let's see if we can catch a little fill here, guys. Oh, off of that sell candle. Bang, there it is. Not too bad of a look on IBIT as we're continuously grinding. Looks like it wants to head towards that high of the day. I did take a little bit more out right here. Why? Because of this candle. I'm just like, I just better follow what the price is telling me. But it did break through, which is positive. But this inverted right above the volume weighted average price. I'm like, if it cracks the low, then I want to take a little bit more off. So with that being said, one more out. We're going to hold that one for the high of the day. We'll just post up at 65.12 and set that one up for our last out. So yeah, happy to have put that one on there. Let's see if we can get into that specific level. FIGR not doing too much. Don't forget, we don't even have a 5-minute candle close just yet. And here's the 1 minute. So you open up at you wake up, open up at 36. You trade all the way down to 33. But it's still selling right now. But the good thing is though, Shiv, it's not going buck wild or anything like that. So that's not too bad. That's relatively, you can keep your risk measures in place. Unlike some of the other names where as soon as out the gate, you're up $10 or down $10. That can be some scary stuff, no questioning. But not too bad of a look here on FIGR.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm continuing to watch here. So it's right back up to 36. So just tapped 33 2/3 to the dot, right up to 36. Still a lower high, rejecting 36. Seller at 36 multiple times now. We've worked into that. On the ask side of the level 2, we haven't been able to cross, so clearly somebody's selling here into that $36 level. Keep your eye out on this one. I mean, it hasn't really picked a direction, a little above, a little bit below. That seller at 36 showed up again. That's 3 times now that seller stepped in. So yeah, if you're into these IPOs, this one's not for me. I really need that oversubscribed look, especially when we're talking about the imbalance locator. We saw this with Circle. We saw this with CoreWeave, where it was just ridiculous. Every time we looked at the tap, it was like $10 higher. And the boys were sitting there watching it the entire time, and they just kept yelling out tap, tap, tap. And every time we looked at the tap, it was just markedly higher. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. I'm not looking for this zig and zag. I don't think that that's the move for me for an intraday trade. Now, maybe it's a great investment. I mean, that's not what we're talking here, though. So that's my look there. I've got nothing else other than to say, but then I think I might get into asset over here. ASST looks like it's holding up generally. I could give this one to a little bit to 15s or something. Joey, let's go long here on your, I don't know about that. Yeah, let's think about this one a little bit. I'm just thinking a little bit over here, see if this is the right trade to work into. Yeah, well, there you go. You're getting some buying here, Joey, right into 40s. It looks like it might squeeze up into 50 here. Up 15%, but there we go, right up into 43. So this one is going. Yeah, I'm not too plussed about it. Right in, bro, right into 55s. We should have been punching in, Joey. That was a mistake there. Hesitated, and we didn't get the price. So that's the look there. If you guys have anything you want us to look at, just tag myself or Joseph in the chat. We're going to start the news real soon. We'll do it a little bit later today because we don't have Adair join in with us because, again, it's moving day. We don't have the big desk at the back of the room, so it'll just be Joseph and myself. So probably take a little bit less time, so we'll start it a little bit later. It's the right trade, says Ozan. You're talking about asset or ASST, I'm assuming, Ozan. It doesn't look bad, brother. It's a great hold off the 10 EMA, and it had a big move up. It's just I'm a little biased on this one because of yesterday's price action, though, and let's let that one go. The one that I have to keep my eye on, though, really is going to have to be AIRE. I don't want this one to really drop any below 8. If it ends up going into 8s, that's the end of the story, and we'll get out there. Let me just set up my stop on that one so that we're all kosher. Ross, what about support next on Open? So Open has lost the 10 EMA and the 20 EMA on the 5. So where is Open's price action support? Let's see if there's any price action before we have levels right here. This 940 area could be a price action support, given that we had a 3-candle rejection off this area. If it holds, then it's price action support. Otherwise, there's a big gap
between price action support over here and VWAP, the next indicator support at 882. You may find support at 9, psychological support that is, at the whole dollar level, but that's, you know, you're going to have to see if it holds up there. I just wouldn't have a resting order at 9 unless I had proof that it had a buyer there before. So open is not bad. Keep your looking out there. I think AIRE is done for the day, says Ozan. Look, I feel you, brother. I feel you because now we're kind of consolidating here with lower highs. It does have a flat bottom. It feels like at this 113, 112. So you're not wrong, Ozan. Lower high, lower high, lower high, and it's coming back down into that level. So I do have to agree with you. Yeah, it's That's really good, Fabian. Shout out to you. Usually we expect these from Adara, but Fabian coming in with a nice pun there. There we go. AIRE is deflating.
Ooh.
You like, yeah, shout out to Fabian. I like that one. My mind doesn't work like that, Joey. Like I'm not good at these puns, right? She was made in the pun, and Fabian was born in it. So
who said that?
Fabian, right in my ear right now.
You know what that's from?
I have no idea.
I quoted it yesterday. The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
There you go.
Oh. Joey Darkness. Darkness is spreading.
Hey, darkness.
Where's Neil? Oh, he knows that one, but he's not here. All right. Well, you guys know it in the chat for sure.
That's what I was saying to Sharif yesterday, Fabian. Born in the dark. You merely adapted it. Molded.
Well, I was born at 2 o'clock. It's 2:30 actually.
Oh, whoa! You're not supposed to say that apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. 14 years late. 14 years, zero hacks, zero excuses. BTCC.com delivers what others don't. Trade Bitcoin up to 500x, even Tesla, gold, and Forex. With smart copy trading, you don't just watch the pros, you trade like them. Regulated in the USA, Canada, and Europe, trusted by 6.8 million traders. Trader TV Live exclusive. Scan the QR code or click the link on the description box for a 15% deposit bonus. BTCC.com, where the pros trade, and now so can
Joey, I have to interrupt. Sorry. Ahead. Boeing headline. It's on the screen. Southwest CEO says Boeing keeps improving and they are increasing their delivery goals for the year. And this is the price action. Nice price spike up there on the winged one, up from 27.50, where it was trading all the way up to 29.39, but coming back down to about 28.5. Boeing with the headline, thank you for that, Adara. Keep your eye on that if you are involved or interested in trading Boeing. Open seems to be finding at least local support at this 940 area that we spoke about. Price action, support, and resistance. Let's see if this one moves right back up. We'll get involved, but for the moment, going to steer clear of that. AIRE. We made fun of this one, but it's coming back up a little bit here. So at least the AIRE or these tires are not deflated quite yet, Fabian, but I'm looking for a move into 18s for the first beak wetter there. It seems to be holding here, Ozan. I don't know what to make of this. It's kind of like a consolidation. It could be a bull flag. I was biased because of the lower highs, but it just changed that by popping up into 17. So I don't know how to feel about this one. We'll keep tabs on it. So that's all I've got right now. Joey, tell them what you're looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, Miss Lucia, let's take a look at that. So, yeah, I got the price target raised by Citigroup to buy in a target of $150. It looks like. So not too bad. Or sorry, from 150 to 175. So not a bad look there. I mean, it put on this nice monster run throughout the earlier hours of the session, and then started to come back in, but holding some levels relatively well. So that's not too bad. But one thing I think we would want to focus on is the daily. Brother, remember when I was talking about buying this thing for a swing? And I did. I get stopped out. I never get back in it from crazy. 100. Goes from 100 to 155. So that's why I guess you got to take a couple stabs at things. You'll see that displayed when I come to year end, when I have my little chart of realized and everything like that. So I'll display that at the end. But this MU, really, really great stuff. Watch out for this hammer to close like that. Maybe you do get somewhat of a gap fill. And I know someone in the chat was asking me about Palantir and potential swings. I mean, I have it here on my alerts here. It was one of my top picks. So these are just names that have identical patterns, and you can see in the likes of Dash, right? So I think Dash and Palantir are most identical, but what you can see that's correlated between the two is that this isolated volume, you have that hammer print, so this can be classified as stopping volume after you've essentially sold off 25%. You get the stop and you get buyers to step in, and you have this consolidation. But now you're through some key resistance zones. I'm not going to say it won't continue, but I think for me, the prime entry is either if you can get your average in the middle of this range or a little bit lower. I personally wouldn't be trading it up there, but to each their own, right? You gotta trade your own style. Dell was fantastic, but yeah. Oh, and Reddit as well, relatively close to the same type of pattern. So you have this sell-off that's roughly around 20%, and then sure enough, you have that inverted candle. The volume isn't as isolated as the previous ones, but the lows were held really, really well. So boom, you get that move up, and then now on RDDT, I'm pretty sure you've put in a new all-time high, which is absolutely fantastic stuff there. So a good look. So there's multiple names making all-time highs in somewhat of a choppy market, so that's not too bad of a look. Once again, Palantir from a daily perspective. There it is. This move might be sustained, but one thing is this MU trade. Yeah, wow, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, all right, I like our chances here. At the time, we were only down about 10%, so we get involved here, and then as soon as on this day is when I got stopped out, I'm like, all right, I'm out of it. And then I just never got back in. But again, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and that's what if history, and we don't play that.
Yep, I hear you, Joey. All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to update on, really. We're still holding these positions, and they've really slowed down now in their price action. BSGM did look like it was going to lose the 10 EMA, dipped down below it, but then got bought right back up into 60. My last profit taker on this one is going to be 69, so that's what I'm keeping my eye on. AIRE just has, it's got candles of indecision. It made another area high, or it broke that trend of lower highs, but it's right back down into that flat bottom area. So I don't know what to make of this. RCAT continues to trend higher here. Sorry, where's my RCAT trade? I think I took that off. But this is FIGR heading aggressively to the high side here. Did find support at 32 1/3, and now it's about to take out 34. Let's see if this one can kind of clear that 34, 34.5 area. That's where there seem to be these candles here that closed out at that area. So another move up possibly for FIGR, but it's well off the high there at 36, showing less than 34 now. That's another look there. ASST as well, continued to trend higher, but off the highs. Did find support at that 20 EMA or around the $0.25, but still below that 988 high. In fact, coming back down now into that $0.50 area. Yeah, Open's finding some support here at that 940 area, but it's putting in still lower highs on every successive candle. So these moves into the $0.50 on Open Door are getting sold off. Now there is this area, and that's why I'm interested in this 940 area, because of this area crest over here, this 3-candle area crest on the 5-minute chart, which means 15 minutes of rejection of 940. We dip down, we lose 9. In fact, we double bottom at 880, and we rock it right back up. That's where I got involved on Open. So if it holds this area, but it's got to show me the new 5-minute candle to make a new high. If it doesn't, the sellers are still in control, and we still have lower highs on these successive candles, so that's not the entry for me. I'm not going to get in here, whether or not I see price action resistance, because the trend is still in the hands of the sellers or the short sellers. And now we are going to lose that 30-penny area. So Open Door losing it in a hurry here, well, relatively speaking, of course, down into that 9 1/3. Dropping back down, possibly here, maybe into 9. VWAP on Open Door, by the way, I should tell you, 8 low 80s, 883. Could be different by the time it makes its way there, though. That's it. Let's keep an eye here on some more small cap gappers. I see a new one, ISPC, at the day's high. So let's load that one up. A new. Yo, we're going to have a great Saturday. With what your boy over there.
Yeah, you got.
Okay, so let's stop. Yeah, you taking Canelo? That's crazy.
No.
So everybody's saying that Bud hasn't been in enough wars, and that Canelo's been in bare wars, and when push comes to shove, that experience is going to come in. The other side of the coin is maybe his body's going to start showing.
I mean, they're both getting repercussions. They're both getting up there. I mean, Terrence Crawford's like,
but he hasn't been in wars though. Terrence has easily handled people most of the time though.
Yeah. I mean, he's had some good fights. I think there was Eddie Hearn had a guy that was pretty good. I forget his name. But that was a pretty good fight. It went to decision. But as for the spotlight, obviously it's probably their both biggest fights of all time. I think Canelo's just been in the bigger of the spotlights, obviously with the Floyd fight. And
you know what that year was? You know what that year was?
Oh, when he fought Floyd?
Yeah.
Man, that was like, was that 09?
09.
Yeah, that's
We're
crazy.
going into 26. This guy's fighting at elite levels.
Yeah, he was just a kid at that point. So, yeah, I mean, and the co-main event I'm pretty intrigued. There's a couple good fights. That something Welsh kid, and he's fighting some other guy. They've, you know what? I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna give a shout out to I'm not going to, but I like what UFC is doing with boxing. I feel like they're already doing a better job promoting the fights than anything I've seen through some.
Is UFC working with Turkey?
Yeah.
Or no? Yeah. Well, Turkey's been doing it live, bro.
So all these boxing fights are all over the UFC platform. But yeah, the co-main event, and I think the third last fight. Those are going to be some pretty good ones.
Can I say something to you, though?
Yeah.
One thing that I observed watching these Canelo fights, almost all of his great shots, Joey, are counter punches. Yeah, he is a classical counter punch. Do you remember the fighter named Montel Griffin?
No.
Who Roy Jones lost to because Roy Jones got DQ'd punching him when he was down accidentally, so he got disqualified.
Oh, really?
So then they fought a second time. Montel Griffin was that classic counter puncher.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Bud is like Montel. Montel's a lot bigger than him, but it's that classical guy who's not going to step forward, not initiate first, but who's so quick. They see you about to fire, and they get theirs off first. He's classic counterpunch.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this fight. I don't think anybody hits the canvas. If they do, I wouldn't be as surprised if Bud hit it compared to Canelo. If Canelo hit the canvas, because he's never. Yeah.
Neither of them has been knocked down. You know that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I would be more shocked if Canelo got knocked down, because obviously Bud's moving up 2 weight classes and fighting and a major power puncher. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be excited. The thing is with these big fights, it's either the best fight you ever see or they're a little bit lackluster.
Exactly, because no one wants to take a risk.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm on the over. And I'm looking for you guys. Let me know the line on that. What is the overpaying?
What is the line?
Yeah, what is the overpaying on that? And what are the rounds?
To know.
So yeah, I'm going with that for sure. Crawford wins. We got Crawford decision.
I got Crawford.
Yeah, so I got Crawford decision as well too. So I mean, there's a lot of O's up. That's one thing Dana's doing. All these fighters have zeros next to their records.
You know what we saw it yesterday, Joey? It's not even close.
What?
It's $150 million. Canelo's taking home. Bud's taking 50.
But hey,
100 million less.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But a lot of zeros putting up against each other right now, with the exception, obviously, of Canelo. Bud's never lost. So if he gets a 1 against his name, then that'll be very interesting.
I'm going to really be interested to see like who can actually go the distance, if anybody gets tired. It's going to be a good one, baby.
No one's getting tired.
And
These guys
here's the thing, though. Let's just be honest about it. Canelo's probably going to have the crowd. Because all the Mexican Americans are going to be up there, right? And the Mexicans as well. They're going to be up there.
It's in Vegas, right?
Yeah, and it's like it's a throw stone away.
Yeah, but
and he typically has the crowd in Vegas, right?
For sure. Yeah, guys, make sure you tag my name in it. What's the over and what's that paying on the rounds for that one? I'm curious to know.
Yeah, I love how you guys are chiming in. Everybody's got a different opinion here, and I love that. All right, let's talk about ISPC. We'll get back to trading.
Yeah.
It's a trading show, I didn't know that. All right, so this one, again, one of these outsized movers, guys. I'm talking about ISPC, not from yesterday, from the day prior, so from Tuesday. This thing was at 68 pennies to start in the pre-market on Tuesday. And then, Joey, it got really gangster. It got all the way up there into, I want to say, 371, high 60s, 437%. It moved within the pre-market to, what time was that? Around 350. So close to the close there. It really squeezed. Today, it's up nicely to the tune of, 20 1/3%. Rejecting 158 for now, but holding trend, higher highs and higher lows. Again, what concerns me about these ones is not that the trend is not good, not that it's not holding the key moving averages and it meets my obligations and everything. It's this. Knowing that there are probably bag holders here that are going to be looking to get out for dear life, and that usually puts, at least for the moment, a top on the price action. Whether or not that happens with this one, that's my bias on it. I have that same bias on ASST. I was wrong because it popped up into 988, so it did give you an opportunity to move up. But ISPC in focus. Let's see if it,
lures me into the trade, but there it goes. You were right, Ozan. I was wrong. AIRE lost the bid. It didn't trigger me out yet because I have my stop at 107. This is where it found support last time at 108, so still hasn't triggered my order. I'm going to kind of insist that it trigger my order there, and I will give back on it, obviously, on this one. BSGM, we're doing well on. Likewise with PROK as this one continues to trend up. The Tranquil channel. Is ASST building a bull flag in the last? Yes, it is. Absolutely. It's a compression pattern. I would say it's a bull pennant because you have higher lows and higher highs. But that's obviously very good, right? Because it's a bullish pattern. But again, it doesn't override this. And this is my bias. This over here I don't like, right? Again, I keep saying the same thing, but it's bag holders here that concern me. So yes, you're absolutely right. It does feel like a bull pennant. With the breakout time, that 11:15, you get that nice move up from, let's just say, 820 off VWAP into that high 988, and now we're putting in lower highs, but we also are putting in higher lows. So you're absolutely right about that. I don't know. I don't think it gets me in the trade yet. So I'm going to steer clear of that one. Joey, what do you got?
All right, good stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to run through some names here to see if we see any potential setups. I don't see anything right now. I mean, the Qs have come back towards VWAP, but bounced right off of it with that hammer candle. So they didn't even get quite there yet. So, Gorv, this is what I'm talking about. When you have these hammer candles just hovering above VWAP, I don't love that. I want to see it south of it, kind of just like this IBIT trade here. So we're all out of that now, but those indecisions right below the volume-weighted average prices when I really start to salivate and like those things. A little dramatic there, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But anyways, SoFi, yeah, all right, SoFi so long. INTC, let's actually just go down the list here. You can see the volume on this one as well too, guys, so not too bad of a look. Tesla, NVDA, oh yeah, it's been a stinker on the day. Nice indecision right at those highs. Engulfing print, holding it pretty good. That's a nice turtle shell. It's like boom, out, boom, over there. Let's put a little line right there just so we can know what that low of the day is. WBD, I did like this. I liked it here, but then it continued to grind higher, so I'm glad we didn't try to take a short on that name. What's Tesla been up to? Has it pulled back? See, so it's like boom, it cracks through and then just bids right back up into some key resistance zones. So just keep an eye out on that. What's our good friend Oracle up to? I mean, I'm not surprised that it's starting to cool down a little bit considering the move that it's been on for the past couple of sessions. Soundhound, a little bit more choppy, but not too bad. Nice strong volume, indecision print low there. At Ford, okay, what's Ford? Oh, wow, all right. Hey, what's up, Ford Motors? Good look there. From not from a daily perspective, that's for sure. So yeah, that'd be tough to hold, man. I would not be happy with myself. It's just buy S&P. Baba, what's that one up to? Pew, big time breakout. So a really good look. Finally, this chart's being loaded, so that's pretty good. Some of these Bitcoin miners, consolidation zone. Is it gonna break out? This is a really tough space in my opinion. So yeah, I mean. And for a couple of years now, you've just been trading within this range. Again, if you're looking to grab the lower end, that's more ideal, obviously. And then hopefully in the latter half, usually the second half of the year is a little bit more bullish for crypto. When do we have our splitting in 2024? So we still got a couple more years until we have another halving event. I think it's 28, guys. Obviously, fact check me on that one. But the next Bitcoin halving event is going to be in 2028. I'm going to be most definitely looking forward to that. How old will I be by then? Old man, I'll be 36 at that age by the time we get that next Bitcoin halving event.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wow, yeah, that's insane. Palantir, sorry, we're just going over some of these names here, Sharif. And then Ethereum not doing anything here, man. I sold some at the lows. Like I cut down around just a little bit under half of my position down here. We were in at 27.50 was our average, and I gave a lot of profit back. I was talking to Gorev on the side about this one here, and I did give a lot of unrealized back, but it's part of the game. We'll get back involved again. I was thinking of maybe going Monday or Tuesday. We'll get involved in some contracts, but I have to be willing to put up the risk too, leading into the FOMC meeting, obviously. But I think it could add a little bit of a spark to the flame here, or some fuel to the fire, I should say, with the crypto space, because it hasn't completely broken down. It's holding that level really, really well, and I'm glad that it is, and we haven't had that big time move considering from June of the summer. Yeah, like, oh my God, you're up 117%. So
All right, guys. Assassino. Oh, no worries.
Fire it up.
I'm like rushing Assassino. Sorry, brother. All right, guys. OGen. Each year, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the United States, yet there is still no FDA-approved treatment for such. NYSE-listed Orgenics under ticker OGEN is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access, with the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027. Orgenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more and schedule a meeting today. Shout out to Orgenics. Yeah, that's obviously a big deal. Goes without saying. Concussions, no good.
Yeah, that sucked, man. I was suffering.
I remember
from
you were.
Yeah,
you were not happy about that.
It did not. It honestly didn't feel like it was going to end, and I'm thankful that it did, man. Yeah,
it's crazy. I don't know if I've ever had one.
Post-concussion
That's the thing.
syndrome?
Like I don't. I like maybe as a kid, but I didn't have one as an adult.
That was no. I've had undiagnosed. I probably had one or two, but nothing substantial. The one that I experienced last year was like the first diagnosed.
You were not happy about that at one.
Oh, bro, it sucked, man. For a long time, it's like go to sleep with a headache, and this is post-concussion syndrome. So, anyways, I got a concussion, and then literally months later, just randomly, I just started getting these headaches again. And I had to go back to see what was going on, and like, yeah, you have post-concussion syndrome. It's like I would go to sleep with a headache, and I would wake up with one. It was just all day. It was brutal, man. It was the quality of life was garbage for a couple months. Yeah,
tough, man.
It was tough, man.
All right, guys, Ozan, can we change the name of Ogen as I hear it like my name every time? Let's call it G-Gen. Sure, Ozan, hold on. Let's call the company. Let's have them change the articles of incorporation and, you know, all the legalities that come with that, obviously. Shout out to the OG Ozan in the chat. Look, I hate this stock. I hate it. I mean, I didn't have a good read. Joey, I said to myself, nah, there's no way I'm going to get stop hunted below 108.
Oh, yeah, bang. They heard
bang,
you say, they heard you say
immediately.
Yeah, they heard
straight to jail. You got stop hunted. What's up, Adara? Adara's throwing a headline right now. Keep your eye on the bottom of the screen there. There is news weaseling in. U.S. sues over Uber over disability discrimination. Really? Uber. Thank you, Adara. As soon as we get details, I don't see any on my what's it called, blotter at the moment. But we didn't really get much in the way of price action on that. So we'll keep an eye out on that. As soon as Adara has more information, she'll bring it to us. Thank you for that, Adara, as always. Gap shorter. Happens to me all the time. Don't get me started, man. Stop hunting. It's the worst feeling because, like, you think that you had the right idea, but somebody else was able to kind of bamboozle you. Yep, I see Ast, Bovin, ASST is coming back down. I don't know, man. It's into the 20 now. 20 exponential moving average on the 5. I don't know how I feel about ASST. I'll continue to watch. It's got to make higher highs and higher lows for me to get involved, and it's not doing either at the moment. But this open door has got a couple of green candles here, and it may have found a bottom, double bottom here in the 9 low teens. Coming up into 45, it's still below the 10. Can it get above 50? And if it does, are we going to start squeezing now to test 10? We have a $9.94 high a day, so essentially at $10 touch. But yeah, let's see what this one does. I gave back on it, so I don't want to give back on it anymore. I got in here and I had to get stopped out. Here comes 9.5. Seller at the $0.50. Now the $0.50 is above the 10 EMA, but not by that much. So let's see exactly what the situation is here on open door. Are we going to start trending back to the high side? Seller at 50, continuing to sell off here, zigging and zagging at the $0.50. So I'm going to continue to watch here. I'm not going to step in quick as you like. I want to see more. I want to see your clearing of the $0.50. Yannick telling me about NX double T. Yep, I kept my eye on that one, brother. But it's 30 pennies, so that's why I'm trying to stay away from that. But thank you for that. Here we go. Open door, taking out the $0.50 for now. Let's get involved. We're going to get small here. We'll add into the position. That way we don't give back too much. So very small position here to start on open door at 52s, and it's already zigging and zagging, not going already. So this is exactly why I took a smaller position to start, because we're at an area of indecision right now. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Let's see if we can add. All right, into 58s we go. We'll look to add more now if we get into the 60s. We're going to play with house money here, okay? We don't give back too much. Let's get into the 60s.
Okay, paper hands. We're just gonna call you because that's a little bit complex. Sorry, 2NY. Yeah, I think 650 at this pace is definitely that next target. If you can take a look at it from the daily, and there it goes. Like it's starting to really pick up steam. So not too bad of a look there. Ethereum, thanks for pointing that out there, Sir Paper Hands. I know that feeling. Plenty. Now let's see if this downtrend can get snapped. The one thing that we got to keep an eye out for is that it's going to be a false break. But if the volume on the lower, sorry, I got to stop doing it. If the volume on the lower time frames really starts to pick up, but see, this is what I don't like about it is that you get this big move and then it's immediately met by some defense, and then you head back into the middle of that range. So just keep an eye on it. This could be sustained, so let's keep an eye on that buying pressure to see if it kicks in. This was IBIT earlier in the day, so not too bad. I was like, boom. We take that all the way up there, and then let's take a look at ETHA for our guy. Yeah, really starting to break out. That's a nice move. We want to see more volume though. More is always good. And I'm not going to buy the top end of this range because I'm just not in love with it right now. So, I mean, it could continue its trajectory on the current path that it's on, and that'd be fantastic. But maybe we wait until it's on the backside of this trend here, Sharif, and then we take it to the long side there. So,
all right, Joey,
let's fire it up.
Pardon me?
I thought you were going to say news there.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to see what we're going to do with this trade over here on open. It did pop up into the low 60s. It didn't have continuation, which is why I didn't add. We're in at 52. It's at 58 right now on the ask. I haven't added into this one, waiting for a direction on the trend. We've got another, I think, minute or 30 seconds left on this current 5-minute candle. I want to see how the other one opens up. Is it going to be aggressive? Is it going to continue into the area highs, or are we going to just basically chop and churn and to do a ton of shares at this level with really no price change? Guys, this has done 707 million shares on the day. I'm talking about open door. But we're getting close to that 1,000, and there's the first 5-minute candle there. We're going to add into this, Joey. Can we get it? It's not giving us the add. It's going to have to come down. Otherwise, we're going to have to chase it over here. So there should have been giving me that. What the hell's going on, bro?
Oh,
Why am I not getting it? All right, let's see if we can kind of get it. Otherwise, we'll get it. There we go. Now we got it a little bit. Let's see if we can set up and whether this one is going to trend nicely into the high. Back down into the 50s we go, and obviously adding into the 60s changes our cost basis. But the current 5-minute candle did make a new high. It could be a bamboozler, right? So let's see exactly what we can get here, Joey. Looking for continuation into at least that $0.75, then ultimately, looking for that $10 move. Open door, the #1 voted stock by you guys on the show today, and it wasn't even close, Joseph Option. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on right now.
Absolutely. Oh, Sir Paper Hands, man. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, those were rough times back then for sure. Over there in the good old Regent Park. You don't want to be. I mean, it's not so bad now. I walk around anywhere in the city. It's my city. See, that's the thing about Toronto, right? As long as you don't bother anybody, you'll be all right. And sure enough, some of the obviously unfortunate homeless people, if you just leave them alone and let them do their thing, then you'll be okay. There it goes. All right, guys, we're involved in some Ethereum for this breakout here. I don't love my risk to reward whatsoever, so we'll hold it on. We'll hold on to it for as long as we can, but continuous strength. Ideal entry would have been down here, but let's see if the volume is going to be sustained and pick up. I like that we breached this downtrend. Hasn't been doing too much. Yeah, and there it goes. It's starting to come back in aggressively now. So if we get some aggressive volume spikes to the top side, I like my chances, and there it goes. Oh, my days. Yeah, there's a little bit of a chase. I still like this, but the volume isn't there, right? So I'm not in love with it. Maybe I'll have to just accept the loss that I'm probably going to take on that. So not too horrible. Now, as for everything else, what else we got going on? Yeah, so we went on about on dash there for you. I just bought the top, so whoever was grabbing equity. And look at the selling pressure being met right there. Yeah, okay.
Get it, Mark.
Yeah, get it. You got to get it done. So things got to get done, brother. All right.
Open doors going, guys.
Yeah, it's going.
It's right, local highs, Joey.
There we go. Bang. We got in a little bit more just down here to see if we can get a pop of this break. Show me what you got.
All right, open door. We're continuing to go, guys. So our cost basis is fundamentally different. We got in initially at, I believe, 58, and now we're scalping all the way up into 73. Or 72, excuse me. Good look. Now I've set up at 79. Let's see if open door's got a 3-candle aggressive green pattern. Let's not take out too much too quick, though. If this is going to squeeze, and right now it feels like it is breaking out, right? I have a bias, maybe into the 90s, maybe into the whole dollar. Let's pack our patience and see. This is kind of why I sometimes don't like adding into a winner. Yeah. Because it fundamentally changes your cost basis. But what you forget is you've already wet your beak on those lower profits, right? First in, first out. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether this one wants to continue up. The current candle high is 72 pennies. So we'll have to continue to watch that. Currently showing me 68. I also wet the beak here on some profits on PROK. It's not a big winner, but it's, you know, continuing to trend in the right direction. BSGM, though, feels like it's changing its tune. It's got a 3-candle red pattern now at the on the 5-minute. So I don't know what to make of this one. You know, we only have one beak wetter left, and it was all the way up at 69. We didn't take anything there, so I don't know. I'm going to let this one run for a little bit. What I really want to focus on is open. That's where we have shares, and I'm looking for that move into that 70 penny area. Now, what's my move? What's my move? So current bar low is, excuse me, at 55. So if it loses 55, I'm out. Okay, it's simple. It's going to have to hold trend. If this current candle goes red, I'm gone. We'll give back a little bit on it. Bobby Axelrod. My average on open is 627. And I want to add more. Fighting the urge. I believe in this movement. Brother, you know, every time people write this one off, they call it whatever they want. They can call it a meme stock. They can call it retail happy. Whatever they want to call it. Every day we're coming in and this thing keeps making moves. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, brother. I don't know. I don't know.
You lost that words. Yeah, I don't even know. I wasn't even really listening.
Yeah, I mean, what he's saying is he wants to add it into it. He's long at 627.
What's up, Ramin?
He wants to add more. He's fighting the urge. He believes in the movement, though. Okay, Ram bought at 5, sold at 650. Bought more at 750.
Yeah.
Sold some at 780. At 980. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, bro. I just want to know, when did this become a thing? Like, why are you punching into positions like without asking?
What do you use though? You don't tell.
100%. She's using her TD or something.
No, it's not.
TD?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
What's wrong with that? She's using Wealth Simple, which is like the Canadian version of Robinhood. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Get it, Ram. I hope you print up multiple storms. Assassino, Assassino is in a lot of is in a precarious position right now. But they're moving the desk, guys. Maybe you guys will be able to see that a little bit. I don't know, not quite yet. They're moving the big boy desk, and there's a whole bunch of people involved in moving this. But hey, we're doing it live, and I can't wait.
Are we ever doing it live, my friend? Let's go. What happened? Oh, boy.
Well, it came down into my entry, so I got out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so there we go. Oh, boy. Hold on. Forgot we had that one there. We're going to hit this one. Oh, no, you don't want to celebrate too early, right? So, Jake.
Get it, Daryl.
Yeah, it's at TraderTV Joseph. At TraderTV Joseph. Botrix, can you put that in the chat there for me? Hopefully you can hear me at TraderTV Joseph. I know it's just a bot, but for some reason, I'll just put it in there. TraderTV Joseph.
Get it, Joey.
JOSEPH. Bang. There. See if you can go out and find your boy on that one. Or I could just pull it up. That'd make it a lot more simplistic as well, too. Pull up. Yeah, my boy Adam was, our guy Healing Pain Naturally was telling me about some spots. I'm like, what are you doing in those neck of the woods there, Healing Pain? That's where my old man lives. He's talking about the Driftwood area and stuff like that. Yeah. There it is. Ad trade. Oh yeah, I saw a post up. Man, I used to write so many options. It was insane back in the day. This is all just writings. That was crazy. Those were good times there. But there it is, guys. Ad Trader TV. Joseph, let's go. Ethereum. What do you got?
All right, keeping an eye on open, Joey. I flattened out PROK as it did lose the 10 and the 20. I'm talking about PROK. That trade's done. Open is back into my latest ad, so we were obviously in earlier, but we did add into this level. It came back into it. Let's see if it if it loses the prior bar low. Prior bar low is at 55s. Just want to double check that. I love these things. 55, 56. Yeah, so here we go again. It does look like it's going to lose that level. If it makes the first 5-minute candle to make a new low, I'm out of this one. We will give back a little bit on it. as we did obviously add into the position. Here we are, 56, 57. Does it break? Yes, it does break. So we're out of that one. So keeping an eye on it. We'll look to do a little bit better on this one. I only have BSGM now. That's it. Everything else is breaking down below my levels. ASST, though, possibly has support at VWAP over here. So this is the volume weighted average price, right where the price is here at 860. So there's a hammer candle here, and ASST could be headed back up. Buvin, how do you feel about this? Are you getting in? Or if you're not in, or if you were already in, are you getting in now? Because this is, it's trending nicely here. Let's see if we can weasel into this one and take some prints, possibly to the high side over here, Joey, on this bad boy. As it's showing a nice move off the volume weighted average price. So let's see if we can get a nice price spike up into that $9 area. What's going on over there? Everything good?
Yeah.
All right. So let's continue to watch ASST over here. Let's see if we can get back into that 890 area. If it loses prior bar low, which is basically like this 860 area, we'll get out on ASST. I really want to start the news, but every time I do that, we're involved in another name. So yeah, that's the situation there, guys, as we continue to watch this bad boy over here. I'm involved in ASST at 85. Show me 79s on the ask, but this one is losing pretty quickly. Buvin says dip buy. So we'll see if this one holds up, but it's not holding up, Buvin. Candle of indecision right now, showing 65. So we are 20 pennies out of the money right now on ASST with a very small position. Doesn't matter, though. It's about executing the correct way as opposed to just how many shares we have. Let's see if it moves back up into the good area over here in the high 80s. Back into 75 we go. 81's now showing up. So as quick as we were down, let's see if we can kind of recoup off this level and head into 9. So that's what I'm kind of looking for on ASST. It's only up 8 1/3. It was up over 20% at the highs, but it has obviously given back some moves now from this 980 area. So we'll see if we can kind of get out here or what the situation is going to be. That's all I've got.
Yeah,
what do you got?
Yeah, same thing. I'm going to hop out of this Ethereum trade here. I tried to catch a fill up there. Didn't go, obviously. So, yeah, good stuff there. Again, I wanted to get this half out and then have my average down here, but then it just rejected. Didn't get the fill, and then sure enough, starting to come back in. So if we crack through that level, then we'll just hop out and no worries, because this was a little bit of a chase. But nice, strong reaction right there. That's how you recover there, boys. That's how you get back. Let's go. And see if this can be sustained, right? We want to see this continuous, but you can see from the volume standpoint how much more selling pressure is stepping in compared to what we're getting on the buying pressure. And I mean, even relative to the breakout there. So not the best look, but we'll hold on until otherwise. So let's get that rocking and rolling.
I'm just going to set up here, and then we're going to start the news in 1 second. Yeah.
Adam, check me monkeying around Healing Pain Naturally page. I'll get back to it when I get back to. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, we're not gonna repeat that last little bit there. Healing Pain. Yeah, come on, man. Put some respect on the name, brother. At least, you know what I mean. Long. Okay, you're long NVDA. Let's see what that is up to, Gorev. On the 5 minute. All right, off of those lows, not too bad, not too bad. Let's see if you can hold that specific level right at 177.06.
All right, open door, guys. We've been trading this, and now we're going to tell you what's going on with it. Assassino. Open door appointed Kaz Najatayan. He was a former Shopify COO, shout out to Canada, babe, and a product head as its new CEO. Co-founder Keith Rabois will return now as chairman, and early CEO Eric Wu will also rejoin the board, according to this report. Let me just have a look over here. ASST breaking out into 8.99 right now. I've got a bunch of beak wetters. We didn't get the ad, sadly, at the $0.75, so we will only have a few shares with this bad boy, so let's go ahead and take that one off and see if we can get something above 9. Going on, the shares are up, I want to say 61%. When this article was written, it was only 30. It skyrocketed 15 times since the June lows, when it nearly faced delisting from the Nasdaq for trading under $1 for a prolonged period of time. The market cap now stands, show yourself, open door. Where is your market cap? Let's find out, because here it says 6 billion. It's almost 6.97 now, and up from less than $400 million where it was trading 3 months ago. So what a recovery this was. It's really been led by hedge fund manager Eric Jackson, as well as others who voiced their support
for pushing Wheeler's ouster. Retailer investors also piled in during the summer, giving the stock sort of meme status, if you want to call it that. I feel it's a bit pejorative, but whatever. Open Door went public, as you guys know, via SPAC back in 2020. It operates a tech-driven platform for buying and selling homes, and it profits, Joey, from resale spreads. That's kind of their moat, and probably going to get weasel into advertising at some point as well, like everybody else.
Yeah. Not too bad of a look there, Sharif. I mean, I think with obviously this coming meeting here that we got going on next weekend can add some fuel to the real estate market, and much needed fuel. I know a lot of people are looking for rate cuts, obviously, for mortgages and everything, and looking to refinance. So yeah, I think Open Door rate cut, it's going to add a lot of fuel to the crypto space and the real estate space, so then that the American economy can stay robust. And I think it's going to be really important, and we'll see some nice moves here in Open Door come FOMC.
I agree. All right, here we go on ASST. We're right at my entry, but it's got to cross not my entry, my profit taker. 905 showing right now, 903, 905. So I'm looking for that next profit taker on that level, and then we're going to let it run, assuming it does print that level. Let's talk about Amazon. Zoox.
Ooh.
I know you're going to like this one. Zoox enters the U.S. robo-taxi market. It was already there, but it's expanding. Let's talk about it. So Amazon-owned Zoox officially launched its first public robo-taxi service on Wednesday out in Vegas. The service begins with free rides at select strip locations. We're talking about Topgolf, Area 15, Resort Worlds, New York, and the Luxor. New York, and the Luxor are aging now, though. Paid rides will follow pending regulatory approval, the company says. The robo-taxi design here is a little different. There's no steering wheel, no pedals. It seats 4 passengers face-to-face. Got 16 hours of battery life, and it's bi-directional. There's no front or back of the car. It can go this way, it can go that way without really changing direction. That's pretty cool. So it's really just made from the ground up as a robo-taxi. The competitive landscape obviously is tough. Unlike rivals, obviously, Zoox is purpose-built, not retrofitted. So it's not like Waymo where they're retrofitting an iPace. In Elon's case, obviously, the robo-taxi is going to be from the ground up as well. Amazon betting on this from the ground up design. Obviously, it helps preserve margins because you don't have to pay $100,000 or $250,000 for an iPace. Currently, there's a fleet of 50 robo-taxis being tested in San Francisco as well as Vegas. That's been the case since 2019. Expansion is planned for San Francisco, Austin, Miami, with test cars already in LA and Atlanta and Seattle. Zoox experienced, though, a minor accident or incident, including a collision with a car in April and an e-scooter in May, leading to software recalls by the company. Amazon did acquire Zoox back in 2020 for $1.3 billion. A new manufacturing facility in Hayward, California, is currently producing, Joey, 1 robo-taxi per day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, that's not the best, so at most they're going to get 365 of these a year unless they scale.
Better than nothing, though, obviously. I like it. I love this thing. I'm not even going to beat around the bush on this. I don't like it. I love it. I love the way this thing looks. I love everything about it, to be honest with you. I think it looks fantastic. Starting to expand as well, too, in the likes of San Francisco. I think that's going to be their next step. And we know what happened with the likes of Ford and GM. They just had to abandon, essentially, all of their autonomous kind of sectors that they were looking on. I mean, Ford back in the... It was a little bit longer for Ford, and then GM's just like, we can't afford to do this. But I like what Zoox is doing. I watched the video yesterday. It did turn right on a red light without stopping. So there's a little something obviously going on there from software.
It's very
I love it, brother.
Yeah.
It's something completely different. And
zoom in on that bad boy.
Yeah. We can zoom in on this thing here. Oh, there we go. Bang. Yeah. We're doing it live. So
I'm assuming those little pillars on the front of the car. See those? That's probably the LiDAR.
This is the LiDAR.
It's the LiDAR.
Oh, did you see what, did you see what Marquez Brownlee said about the iPhone
Yeah,
LiDAR?
he wasn't happy.
And LiDAR, though.
No, I didn't hear the LiDAR part.
So when
I
you
saw the
hold
iPhone stuff yesterday.
when you hold your camera phone up to the LiDAR, it puts little dots in it.
Yes.
So he figured that out.
He was reviewing the Volvo. Yes,
and
I saw that.
Yeah. So that was
Joey.
very interesting. So as for the LiDAR, but I love this thing. Hopefully it continues to grow, and hopefully by 2035 we get to see some here in Toronto, Canada.
Apple's breaking out, Joey. Apparently, everybody's saying it's at the high of the day, 229.48. I don't know if you want to look at that.
I said 2030. It was like a decade from now. You didn't get my little joke there, but that's okay.
My bad. I
Right,
was trying to talk about Apple.
It's all right, brother.
I apologize, bro.
It's all good, man.
There was an individual in the chat, Richard Cabaza. Been in a Zoox here in San Francisco. It's a great ride. I tagged him, like, give me some more color, brother, on your experience. So let me know, Richard, if you can give us a little bit more information. I'd love to ask.
I love the dual-facing seats as well, too. And I mean, like in the likes of Las Vegas, like you have these big doors here and everything. You can see everything around you. And then who knows? Maybe they'll start serving some beverages in there or something. Or
they
bring
better
them in there or something.
Massages and stuff, too, bro.
Oh, wow. You want the whole spiel.
I want the full experience, Joey. They're going to take my money. I want it all. Let's talk about Baba, the Katina man. You still in Baba, brother? He's only $7 in the money. Baba raising $3.2 billion via convertible bond for cloud and global push. So Alibaba will raise, according to this article, $3.2 billion using a zero coupon convertible bond maturing in September 2032. So zero coupon means you don't get interest on the bond, but you get to convert it at the maturity date, typically for what is perceived to be a lesser price and it will be trading at the time. That's the upside. The bond converts into Alibaba's U.S. listed shares, adding potential dilution risk. So as much as it's good for the bondholder to be able to convert it into equities at a later date for a lesser price, as much as it's bad for the current shareholders who will have their share of Alibaba diluted as a result of the new issuance. So this follows recent capital raises. Back in July, they raised $1.5 billion as an exchangeable bond. And then in May of 2023, they also raised $5 billion. That was also a convertible bond at the time. I'm going to flatten out this trade over here as I want to be able to concentrate on the news. 80% of that, they're going to raise $3.2 billion. And 80% of that, according to the company, will be earmarked for data center expansion, as well as tech upgrades and cloud service improvements. So they're really going full force here on their cloud division, as well as AI. Data center, as we've spoken about before, is a euphemism for AI. They're committed to investing about $53 billion over 3 years into AI and related infrastructure. So that's 80% of the proceeds going to go to that, Joey. What's the other 20% going to go to? It will support the global expansion of AliExpress, Lazada, and Trendyol. Those are kind of their retail pushes, which are obviously a lot lower margin. Cloud, as we know, very high margin product. Retail, not so much. So it's a good look, Joey. I mean, usually you're punished a little bit for raising by the market.
Yep.
In this case, Baba is up 8.5%. And I'm going to say, in my opinion, it's because they're spending up a storm on AI, and that's what the market wants to do.
Yeah. I mean, how do you think, from an American standpoint, I mean, this is probably one of your bigger levels of competition at the end of the day. So I'm glad to see, I could care less from either party, but it's good because during this AI boom, I forget the name of the ticker, but Salesforce is what I'm thinking of. Is just when everything is moving up, and then you have this AI boom, and Salesforce is kind of doing the opposite. So you're scratching your head, but now you're starting to see Baba really participate in this, and that's going to be from a technical standpoint as well too. So I like what we got going on. The spend is there, and then you have the technical breakouts as well. So something's working out. Regardless of
I love it. I love that chart. That's a fantastic looking chart there. Look at that takeout area highs with higher lows, Joey. That's all right.
It's the spend.
You're going to have to put up with that kind of crap, though, all the time, those pullbacks there. But if you can look through that and look at the trend, then, easier said than done, though, Joey.
So much easier said. Like, you got to completely no mind to this. Personally, I wouldn't be getting involved in the ADRs from an investment standpoint. I think they're great for, obviously, day trading vehicles, as you can see today. But now you got to think about it. The China markets are going to wake up, and this thing is gapped up large as well.
Oh, yeah. They know about it, bro. They're already looking.
The Americans have been buying it.
All right, guys, let's talk about this, baby. Oracle soars on rare cloud growth outlook. This is a prohibitively ambitious and kind of, let's just call it crazy ass growth outlook here by Oracle. So here's what we're talking about. They're guiding $18 billion in just cloud revenue for full year 2026. But that's the tamest part of this report. By 27, they're saying $32 billion in cloud revenue. 28,
they're talking 73 billion, Joseph. And in 29, they're talking 114 billion, with 30 being at 144 billion in cloud revenue. Now, whether you want to believe them or not is your prerogative. But what they want you to see is what they're calling their existing and outstanding RPOs, remaining performance obligations, aka the backlog of demand that they currently can't meet. So what they're saying is, we have X amount of demand now, about $320 billion worth, that we can't meet right now. Hey, don't you think we'll have more demand in the future when this builds out? That's the pitch to investors, and that's why this thing was up a ton yesterday. And you guys know exactly what I'm saying. That was 36% in one day, hitting a record close of $328.33. You had a whole bunch of analyst ratings come in yesterday. One of them was Bernstein, who raised their price target from 308 to 363, reiterating their outperformance rating. And what they're saying is a momentum-fueled multi-year RPO surge of 359% to $455 billion frickin' dollars, supported by 4 mega deals, including OpenAI.
Yep.
Speaking of those deals, Joey, let's talk about that OpenAI deal that they have. They're obviously part of Stargate project, the multi-cloud partnerships as well. They reported 4 deals, 4 multi-billion-dollar deals with 3 clients, meaning one of those clients had 2 deals. We know they're already doing business with Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and they're expecting at least triple-digit growth through full year 2026. And their SaaS apps, man, software as a service, grew 11% up to $3.8 billion. And Joey, they're trying to keep CapEx down. And here's how they're doing it. What they're raising, obviously, their CapEx spent to $35 billion from 25, which is obvious, but they're not buying these data centers. According to them, they're renting the data centers instead of building, aligning with the spending closely with revenue.
I think that's one thing I'm glad that you brought that up, Street, because margins are obviously going to be really important when it comes to this. But when you put out a guide like this, you better meet those expectations, because when the market price is in 30%, I know. You better hit and beat, honestly, on the top and the bottom line, and then continuous your aggressive guides. If not, it will get ugly come next report. I'm not going to say that's going to be necessarily the case, because I don't know. I can't say it. I can't see the future, unfortunately. But for me personally, you better hit expectations and then probably exceed them as well too. So big time, massive forecast, extremely bullish.
Joey, I got to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
WBD is breaking out. Thank you, Adara. Thank you, Beef Strogie. Paramount prepares Ellison-backed bid for Warner Brothers Discovery to be primarily cash deal. Reporting the Wall Street Journal, it's all sorts of strong. WBD is breaking out in an insane way. Here we go. We're going to have to throw this up on the side chart over here, as this is not updating. I apologize. WBD is up big. It's up 20.89%. It's got 101 million shares of volume already traded on the day. And somebody knew something over here. You're not going to convince me. That's a bunch of these. Investigate these guys. Anyway, Joey, go ahead.
No, we'll do e-signal and we'll touch on that for a second. New traders, listen up. First month free. That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything infinite. Instant data, trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading?
Yes.
Get involved with e-signal. I mean, look at Warner Bros. This thing's making moves.
It's going, Joey.
I'm not even talking from a technical standpoint either. You got to think about the deal. It's Warner Bros. The Paramount. So the Paramount and obviously the NBA deals, getting South Park.
Bang.
And the UFC deal. How could I forget? So
that was the big one for me.
Exactly. So it looks like these guys are looking to.
Isn't that Paramount though? Isn't that PARA?
Oh, that is Paramount. Oh, okay, Sorry.
Paramount Global.
The UFC deals with Paramount. That's my fault. So Paramount prepares Ellison-backed bid for Warner Brothers. Okay, so this is what I'm getting at. Paramount is making moves here, obviously with the UFC deal, and then now they're looking to get involved with Warner Brothers. Here, which is,
I agree with you, Joe. This is really going though, guys. This is a good move here. It's through 15. It hasn't decisively taken 15 quite yet, but that is the move right now.
on WBD. It's an insane price spike. It's done a lot of volume, guys. Almost 107 million shares, up 21%. I don't know what the average volume is on WBD times RVol yet, but possibly getting close. Trade it carefully, guys. All right, let's go on to the next story. Apple hit with back-to-back downgrades. Oh, baby. No good. D.A. Davidson cutting Apple to neutral from buy, but keeping that same 250 price target. Bless you, Ram, citing the uninspiring product announcement and the lack of near-term AI innovation, according to them. Analysts said Apple may not be able to leverage AI in a meaningful way soon. I disagree, leaving growth constrained under the status quo. As I spoke about yesterday, I did a little deep dive into the new GPU changes in the A19 Pro chip. They added 6 neural networks within that GPU, and I obviously don't understand what all that means, so I did a little bit of deep dive with chat, and that seems to be an emphasis on local device inference. So you're not looking for training. As we've talked about in the past, AI basically is split into two. There's inference and pre-training and training, and this is really inference focused, meaning you're going to be able to run these small language models on device, obviously circumventing the cloud. That helps with speed and privacy, so you don't have to go onto the cloud. I think that that's what they're setting up for. That's just my opinion. Analysts argued the iPhone 16 and 17 family lineup, including the AIRE, lack enough innovation to drive a strong upgrade cycle. The anticipated foldable phone coming in 26 also may fall short to boost demand, according to D.A. Davidson. And the Apple Intelligence rollout is described as a relative failure by traditional Apple standards, undermining the iPhone 17's appeal. There's also weakness in China. It's not just Apple AI or Apple Intelligence, weakness in China flagged as a continued drag on the growth of the company, worsened, by rising competition from domestic brands. They also cite, Joey, tariffs and high capex as additional headwinds. And last but not least, it wasn't just D.A. Davidson downgrading them today. Philip Securities downgraded Apple to a reduce and set the price target at $200.
Yeah, all right. So we'll go over the super chat and then we'll talk a little bit about Apple. I'm shorting Tesla today and down 4K, expiry November 21st. Should I wait for a few days or cut my loss? If Tesla goes down to 358, I am even. You can roll those over as well. Expiry November 21st. You got plenty of time. You could also, what are you doing? You buying puts or shorting Tesla today down 4K. Are you buying puts? Because you could always just sell a couple as well too. That could help you out. Or you could do a straight up, I wouldn't say risk reversal. You could buy a call or two, but roll over. There's plenty of options that we can go over in order to somewhat mitigate. I would start with writing at least. You get a little bit of money back on that front at least. But as for Apple, Sharif, I agree. I don't think that, I could be totally wrong. The 17, it's cool. The thin version obviously is very cool. I don't think it's going to be a needle mover. It's not going to be that super cycle that we were anticipating with obviously the likes of Apple Intelligence.
You're ready for your iPhone pre-order. Come back starting at 5 a.m. Pacific on tomorrow.
So are you ready?
I'm already done, baby. I paid over $300. I had to pay the tax and the case.
Okay, cool. So when did you get it? So
tomorrow, 8 a.m. It goes through. That's what we're paying per month there. So it's going to be $66.62 per month. 0%. We're going with a firm. Right, and then the $69 case. So we're all done, and that's basically. I got the 512 Pro Max.
All right,
I got the blue, of course.
Yeah, of course. I figured you were going to go with that one. But yeah, I mean, Sharif, I don't think the thin's going to be a needle mover. If you've seen that thing with the camera, it's on like a little bit of an angle here. If you put it on right, and then so the thing is ultra thin. Marquez says this thing's really interesting. Just go and take a look at it for yourself. But then they have that extended battery pack as well too. That almost puts it just at the thickness of where the camera is. And they say that will just be a little bit less than what the battery power of the 17 Pro is going to be, which is cool. But I don't think these products are super cycle style products. If anything has a chance, it would be that flip, because people want to get involved with trends. And as soon as one person gets the flip, they're like, hey, I want to get involved in the Apple flip.
I agree with you. I think definitely the trend-seeking people may be on that. But like you and I spoke about yesterday,
I don't know how many people upgrade for a different look. The 17 looks exactly like your 16. So the regular 17 and the regular 16, they look alike.
But you got the Pro. Yeah, how's that?
The Pro is different this year. So it's different than mine because, like, look, there's no bump there. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations.
We're not talking about
you get an upgraded selfie camera. So good thing that thing is groundbreaking.
Be taking a bunch of selfies, Joey. You don't even know, baby. All right, let's go on to China. Sorry, Tesla's China strength and U.S. weakness. So, or versus U.S. weakness. So we got more, I guess, positive information from Tesla out in China today, especially with respect to their 6-seater Model Y SUV. 6-seater, yes, 3-row SUV. They've actually had to push deliveries back a bunch, back to November of this year as a result of the oversubscription. 120,000 order received since launch, with about 10,000 orders apparently coming in per day. So that's the good news for them. The bad news is the Model the Model 3 long range, which has about 500 miles of range, is not selling, and that's caused them to reduce the price by 3.7%, down to about 36,000 US dollars in yuan, obviously. And despite these challenges, obviously, with Tesla in China, they did register 14,300 new insurance registrations in China for the quarter, which is a 41% year-over-year growth on the quarter. Tesla's U.S. EV market share, as we reported to you, has dropped below 40% for the first time since 2017. Despite overall U.S. EV sales growing, they're saying this is kept down by a $70,000 plus Model Y, the Juniper. I mean, Elon kept the price a little too high there, Joey Options. I got to tell you the truth. Like, I was looking at the new Juniper Model Y just in Canada. And, like, you're talking about $100,000 by the time taxes are in. It's like an 80-something price tag. Yeah. You want to throw an FSD onto that bad boy, and you're above 100.
Yeah, you have a small target audience there at the end of the day, right? Like, only so many people are going to be able to buy that car. It's financing. I don't know about all that. I like to buy the cars cash. But yeah, I mean, Tesla China strength. The government's obviously giving subsidies as well too. That's why you're seeing a kind of an increase in the Apple and iPhone sales in China as well too. So that's not too bad. But U.S. weakness not looking too good. And I said this before: is it the end of Tesla's EV supremacy? Essentially, again, you're starting to see it lose market share essentially almost everywhere as more companies are building EVs. But again, just be forward-looking with this. Robo-taxi autonomy, and I think you'll be all right, obviously, with robotics as well, too. So interesting stuff, but it's Model 2. It's Model 2 and Model 2 for me personally, Sharif.
Yeah, it is, Joey, but it's also the larger, like, remember, okay, so Brando and I were talking about this, and he was like, how does Tesla get to an 8 billion-ish, or 8 trillion-ish, excuse me, market cap? Because that's Elon's new contract is based on that, right? Yeah. It's got like the first one where you get to a certain market cap, you get paid. So how the hell is he going to grow this company to $8 trillion? And I have a bias, it's not going to be with cars.
No, it can't be.
It can't be, because the margin on cars is bupkis. Tesla has some of the best margins in the car industry business, but in general, margins on cars are like less than 20%. Yeah. You're going to get that 80, 90, or 80% gross margin, usually from software, a less physical product, unless you're NVIDIA. Nobody is.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the route that they got to go. You got to look at every single American vehicle maker. That none of them are going to even be close. They've been around for how long, and they're not even close to $8 trillion market cap. So I don't think it's going to be done in the likes of EVs. It has to be, like you said, Sharif, a software, autonomy, and just the production, right? So the more, like, as soon as he can expand his, obviously, geofencing, obviously with the robo-taxi and everything, and get in more cities, because he already has the upper hand on the production side of things. I think that's where he can really get the ball rolling. But yeah, it won't be just selling Model 3s and Model Ys and everything along those lines. It needs to be autonomy, robotics, and software that
100%
there. So
straight to jail.
Yeah.
WBD is still going nuts here, guys. Yeah, it's taking out highs. WBD on the NQ up almost 24%. Great comments coming in here from the chat, guys. Ichiro, I think the mega packs
are going to be a big part of this. I couldn't agree more with you, Ichiro, on that. And Elon even said that to himself in the last earnings report, that was one of the biggest growth drivers, percentage-wise, not, actual numbers-wise.
Energy storage.
Energy storage, Joey. And he pairs it with the solars and the storage capacity as well, obviously. It's a fantastic look. But again, Joseph, that is a physical product.
Yeah.
What's your margin going to be on that? 50%? 55%?
What was the day? 8 trillion by when?
I forget.
Was there a specific
we'll have to
year
look that
or something like that? I don't think that's
know.
achievable. I don't know, man.
We'll see. 399 BC, robo-taxi margin, insane. Could not agree with you more.
Exactly.
Imagine them, licensing robo-taxi to a Ford or a GM or a Stellantis, a legacy automaker that's trying to hold on for dear life and stay relevant. That's a huge margin expansion there. Anyway, we'll see. All this is theoretical. Let's see what Elon does. Let's go on to the next stock here, Joey. RCAT. RCAT up over 30% and just printed the day's high at $11.21. What's the headline? Well, they secured a NATO catalog spot. So what do? So they announced, RCAT that is, Red Cat announced its Black Widow drone system has been added to the NATO Support and Procurement Agency catalog. This inclusion enables NATO members and partners to procure the drone through the direct catalog orders and tenders, simplifying the acquisition process. I guess it's an advantageous thing if you're an arms maker, or in this case, obviously drones, but they're weaponized. The approval underscores Red Cat's role in supplying trusted U.S. manufactured defense technology to global allies. So you're getting that Make in America push. So what are the capabilities of this Black Widow drone system? Well, the Black Widow is a mission-ready, small, uncrewed area system designed for advanced network communication and tactical defense applications. It's developed by a subsidiary called Teal Drones, and it's suited for the following 3 purposes: intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, that's 1, perimeter security and overwatch, and then force protection tactics and other defense security missions. So force protection means, to me, arms. So apparently this thing will be armed. They didn't give any details about what weapons will be on it, but there you go. We were just expecting this. Obviously, it was a matter of time until that found its way into the military here. And there goes WBD, Assassino, and whoever wants to listen. This is about to hit $16, guys. So WBD on that good stuff right now. Keep your eye on it if you're interested in trading this bad boy. Again, it is apparently an acquisition target by a Larry or an Ellison-led Paramount. Obviously, Larry Ellison's son heads up that company. So keep your eye on that one. Let's keep going here, Joey. Go Ellison, says Adara. Eh? It has been a fantastic week for the Madeira, especially with your boy, he's getting up there with Elon. Let's talk about Boeing. Boeing had a separate headline later in the day. They also had this headline in the morning. They've reached a tentative agreement right now with the striking defense workers. So we know about the previous strike from last year. This doesn't apply to their commercial segment, just the defense segment. So the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers Union announced a tentative 5-year agreement with Boeing. The deal includes improved wages, restoration of a signing bonus, but the full details have not been disclosed. The union members will vote on the agreement on Friday morning, so it still hasn't been ratified yet, with approval determining if the strike ends. The impact, of course, more than 3,000 Boeing defense workers have been on strike since early August, marking the first such strike in nearly 30 years. Workers primarily assemble and maintain the F-15 fighter jet and the missile systems that come along with it, making it this obviously a very strategically important unit. Obviously, the F-15 being phased out. Even the F-22, they've stopped production on that. The strike followed workers rejecting Boeing's previous offer, which included a 20% wage increase and a $5,000 signing bonus. Boeing's response to the strike, with CEO Kelly Ortberg downplaying the long-term effect of the strike, stating that the company would manage through this. Looks like, pending any surprises tomorrow, Joey, they're on the backside of this issue.
I mean, like with Boeing's backlog and everything along those lines, the last thing they need is a division to go on strike. So at the end of the day, you can see that this name from those April lows 76%, that's good. So seems to be getting out of its own way for now. But yeah, I don't think they want to strike. That's not going to be obviously good for them, considering, right? How many planes did they just deal for? How many planes in China ridiculous. Did they just sign? Like a ridiculous amount, and they already can't even meet their quota. So they got to start paying up, and hopefully they can get out of their own way, because essentially they can run a monopoly in this space, because their only competition is Airbus.
That's it, man. And like exactly, Joey. Like you think they do a little bit better if you're like an oligopoly?
That's what I don't get. Like that's essentially what they're running. So I don't understand how. Obviously, what is it? The FAA? What's the air?
The FAA.
Yeah, FAA.
Yep.
Yeah. So sign them on, right? Get them in there so you can start producing more planes and start spitting them out a little bit better.
All right, guys. Keeping an eye here on WBD. This is the midday mover with a headline, guys. Again, if you are wondering what is going on, let's bring it in and show you the headline over here. So here are the details that we're getting on this latest talk by Warner Brothers. Discovery up nearly 22%, on pace for the largest percentage increase in September of 2022. This is just giving me data. It's not giving me the story, which is fine. Let's see if we can find the story over here. There it is. Oh, pardon me. Let me see if I can find one. What's going on? Oh, there we go. Okay, let me bring that one in. So, Paramount Skydance is preparing a majority cash bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. So PSKY is preparing to buy WBD, and it's being backed obviously by the Ellison family. The Wall Street Journal is reporting this. Shares of Warner Brothers are up bigly right now, about 26%, while Paramount's are just up 2%. The bid will be for the entire company, including its cable networks and movie studio, the report said, citing people familiar with the situation. Warner Brothers said late last year it planned to restructure into 2 operating divisions, one focused on legacy TV, like cable, and the other on streaming. So it looks as if, maybe that shift interested Paramount, and we've been moving up bigly here, Joseph. But one thing I want to look at is Paramount stock. What's PSKY been up to? PSKY? Okay, that's a nice move, but I want to look. That's up 6. It's almost up 7%. What's the daily been up to? Because your friend Josh Brown there has been talking about this one, eh? Yeah, okay. It's not too bad there, Joey. It's got a bull flag going on. I think I might get into this, man. You know why I want to get into it?
What's that?
Because of UFC. They're trying to pick up a bit of a younger audience. So if they can become a bit more relevant in that regard.
Because I think Paramount was like on the lower end of things, right? Like not very many people were subscribed to Paramount. It wasn't a part of the big streamers. And kind of those wars.
Adara, you had some thoughts on Paramount, right? What was your issue with that? The rewinding, the app is bad. Adara, it has changed? Oh, maybe it changed. Adara didn't like the app because was it the rewinding?
Yeah, but when I go back, I can't go.
You can't go back. You can't rewind. You got to keep hitting what? 5 seconds, 10, 15 seconds? Okay.
No way.
Yeah. So like it didn't allow her to rewind properly, so she didn't really like it. So I get that, but hopefully they'll get that behind them there. Yeah, that's it, Joey. I want to update you guys on my last trade over here as we did with the beak at the highs on BSGM. This is my best trade of the day. We were long at 15. We printed at 69. It's at 67 right now, so I don't feel all that bad about taking this one out. Bovin saying open is in the 80s. Where's my open chart over here? Let's look. Yep. Open is working its way right back into that high of the day, 994 high. It's been putting an umpteen amount of higher highs and higher lows on this bad boy over here. Great look today for Open Door. We covered this on the news, why they're moving, they're changing management, and the market rewarding them to the tune of, yes, 68%. Or Alpha, for what it's worth, how much regarding they're going to pay. We don't know yet. We don't know any of the details, brother. As soon as we get the details, well, obviously we'll share them with you, but it's a developing story, and it's being reported by the Wall Street Journal. It hasn't been confirmed by the companies quite yet. We will get back to you on that. John, UNH about to go for a dumpster steen? What, Dara? It looks really bad, Adara said, for UNH. We're going to take a gander here about what it looks like on the 5. Oh, no, it's working to VWAP with lower highs and a flat bottom. This could be destined to head its way back into 350. That could be the breakout area there. Keep your eye on this. Shout out to John
pointing out UNH showing some weakness, 361-ish high a day. We're right back down, Joey, into 354s right there. So as we wind down the show,
yeah.
What are you going to be looking at?
Yeah, I'm back in some ether, super tight risk, like only like 3 or 4 pennies here, just nice size too. So as soon as it cracks this, then maybe we'll get out of it, because I'm looking at this as a support level, and then sure enough, we did crack through that downtrend line, and we're holding it. So this is the base that I'm playing off of. Maybe we can get the top end of the range, but I'm only giving this literally not even 3 cents, 4 cents, or 4 or 5 cents. Sorry. So yeah, looking for a bounce on that to see if we can get it. Not looking like it wants to. I mean, it's really super choppy, man. This is eastbound stuff. But I like that what was once resistance, somewhat acting as support here now. So hopefully the trading gods may favor us here today on the trade to see if it's like, yes, Joseph, you are in the right one, my brother. And then sure enough, we can see how that takes place. There we go, nice little bounce. We'll take that one. What's up to TQs? Glad that we didn't try to force this short, right? Like there were a couple opportunities, but a lot of ebbs and flows. And let's take a look at what Tesla's up to. I know somebody in the chat is long with some 350 calls. I'm not going to mention their name or anything like that. They know who they are, Ozan. But I mean, so yeah, he's doing good. No, I'm
Get it, Ozan.
Starting to print. And as for someone was writing calls as well too, the 361s or 362s, and I don't know, but expiring next week, so anything can happen. But from a daily standpoint, I think you might want to hop out of that, especially if we sit on the top end of that range, right? Because that could be potential breakout territory. So just keep your eye out on that. If Tesla wants to get the ball rolling, then
Joey,
I wouldn't want to
options.
stay in front of it.
You know what's good here, eh?
What's that?
We might be at all-time highs on the NDX and the composite. We're going to do a quick look.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So I think you're right, Joseph. Let's go into the NDX index. There it is. That's the composite, guys. Let's go to the daily. So this is yes, we are at all-time freaking highs on the NDX. Let's check the composite as well, baby. So comp. Nasdaq composite, show yourself index. Joseph, options, we are at the highs on the composite as well. One more check, Joey, options. We're going to check the future. Find out, are we at all-time highs on the future?
I mean, isn't September supposed to be
September 19th. We are at all-time highs. If we close this way, we have been higher momentarily on the 13th, but it was a candle of indecision. We ended up dropping. If we close at these levels, the Nasdaq is up 2/3% today. These will be all-time highs on the markets. The tariff tantrum feels like a long time ago.
Anytime a president says buy something, I'm just going to throw the book at it.
Yeah.
And he says it twice.
And you can't say that he was manipulating the markets because he's told everybody.
But
he's told everybody on TV, right? Like, that's the thing.
Ram, make sure you load up next time. Carney says.
Yeah, she loads up when she's good and ready.
Yeah.
We're not going to rush Ram.
What are you all in right now? Ram just open?
I think she's on the phone.
Yeah,
all right, guys, it is now 2 o'clock.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to.
Yeah,
757. I almost threw up some signs there. But yeah, what's up, Showtime 757? Hope everyone's going 2 o'clock. Yeah,
it is.
As Sharif mentioned, lunch was pretty good, so I'll give a good rating out of that one. 7 out of 10. We like that one there.
Crazy.
But other than that, yeah, it's a good rating. We like that. So hopefully there's some leftovers so your boy can grab some. Other than that, guys, I hope everyone's had a solid session. New all-time highs, obviously, in the Nasdaq. So pretty good look. And yeah, let's go with Ethereum as well.
Yes, always. All right, guys. I'll see everybody here in like 2 seconds because there's no big deaths. So we'll be doing the rundown from right here. But to my right, diagonal back way, are the big boys. See ya.
Bang.
What the hell?
It's a little tilty.